Here I come, girl. Coming to get you. It's a threat, my friend. That's a threat. Hey, it's the Bennington Show on a Tuesday. Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington.
Yo.
Stanley, Stanlers, Stansky, Peppy Hamburger, Peppykins, Cumstain, Bennington is also here. Let's just jump right into the tragedy. It's a tragic I for the planet Earth. Rob Ford passed away today.
Oh my God.
Well, I can't even begin to tell you how much material we got over Rob Ford over the years. Kind of a tragic comic figure out of Toronto. Only 46 years old.
God, that is such a shame.
I know.
So young.
It's I remember like how many people saying, "Oh, I wish we still had Jai Candy when this was going on." I forget all the other names that people brought up, but it was always like a dead comic that we wish could play him, and now, he's in rock and roll heaven. So I'm sure the people of Toronto today, who handled it well, and they didn't get that upset. They didn't attempt to impeach him. They just said, "Wow, this is
weird how this has happened."
Yeah.
But
and then other people would go, sometimes like when he's sober, he's a really good guy. People would say that all the time.
I'm sure he's a fun guy.
Yeah. Oh, he looks fun. Oh, God. Chris, it is his death day while you're laughing.
But this is why we love Rob Ford. I love the Rob Ford. And Toronto seemed like it was run very well, despite everyone crapping all over him in life.
So you're not helping. That's the problem with you. You gave a Rob Ford rebuttal, which doesn't even help at all.
I love Ford.
Well, I'm a Chevy man. What can I tell you? And that's the only big news today. Other than that, it's all nothing but good news. We had one bit of sad news today. Rob Ford passed away. And other than that, it's just a nice, peaceful day. Don't look at the TV. Look at me. Look at Daddy. Everything is good here.
But it seems like something's on the... What is that? Oh.
It's me going to get ice cream for everybody.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking about a bouncy house later, okay? Oh. So everything is good everywhere.
That does sound pretty good.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? You know what we're having for dinner tonight? Peanuts. Let's just have a fun day.
Hey,
that's all right.
Yeah, just a fun, nice day, because nothing's wrong anywhere. Everybody's fine.
Cool. Can't wait for this bouncy house.
The amount of Rob Ford, I'm going over the iBang right now. Rob Ford versus Kevin Spacey. Rob Ford to the police chief, come at me, bro. Rob Ford drops fresh style beat. Rob Ford demands pride flag removal from City Hall. Rob Ford declares Bob Marley Day. Rob Ford denied ordering a hit on someone. Rob Ford running a Jamaican tourist agency from a fast food joint. Rob Ford guide to Christmas shopping. Rob Ford's crack statements. Rob Ford sext tape. Rob Ford insinuates a reporter is a pedophile. Rob Ford drops a bitch in council meeting. My favorite, I think, is Rob Ford pretends that he's a quarterback. And I believe that was the first time we ever saw Rob Ford when I don't know what was going on, some kind of Canadian Football League game. But Rob Ford showed up, pretended that he was taking a snap, and then dropped back and fell on his ass. And I remember like the whole, yeah, well, go ahead and just play it for old time's sake. There he is. He's just,
he's great.
It's just the dumbest thing you've ever seen. This is, that's Tommy Boy.
It really is.
Pure Tommy Boy.
My favorite was when he said he doesn't need outside pussy. And he's talking about how he's not cheating on his wife.
And his wife was standing there. Rob Ford doesn't need outside pussy. He has enough at home. That was his statement. And his wife was standing next to him, as she was considered at-home pussy.
There was no better politician than Mr. Rob Ford.
I can't understand how God could do something like this. Maybe there is no God. Maybe this proves it.
When it's taken from you, a joy in life.
He was the best.
Someone who brings light and laughter to people.
And I think he was the only guy in Canada that could have beat Trudeau. You know what I mean?
Oh, the Trudeaus look like garbage next to the Fords.
Well, they are enjoying their Hugh Grant lifestyle right now. They're just going around being the fun young couple wherever they go.
I hate them.
Why do you hate them? You got to be careful what you say in this post-Hulk Hogan world.
They're having so much fun. They're so young and they're royalty. I don't get it. I'm American. It's very weird.
All right. Christine says they do have 2 microphones.
Oh, good. Perfect. This is great. This is great news because I know you're worried about that.
Yeah. I'm just going to text back. Do you have a shower there or should I shower at home?
How's the food over there?
So I'm doing the Mashup show at the Stand, which should be a lot of fun. I'm mashing up with Big J. Okerson.
That's going to be this Thursday, March 24th at 8:30 p.m. at the Stand.
So we go on stage together and then we mash up. Now, can you make reservations for the Stand, or what do you have to do?
Yes, you can. You go to thestandnyc.com.
Why are you screaming like that and just so fast? Just talk like a person.
You go to thestandnyc.com or call 212-677-2600. That's 212-677-2600 to get tickets for the Mashup show at the Stand New York NYC.
Just relax. Slow down. I don't know who this person that he turns into, but it's not the same guy that you normally are. It's just, we're going to just give the information to someone else, and they're going to give it out in a second. I'll take some calls while you're handing the information over. Eric, what's up?
Hey, rest in piss, right, Stanley, you fucking degenerate?
Yeah, that's
Rob
what he
Ford.
fucking said.
That's what
about
you
Rob
said?
Ford.
Rest in piss. I mean, that's my thing. R.I.P.
So, I believe the quote was, I don't need to worry about eating pussy anywhere else. I've got plenty to eat at home.
Well, I know that he said outside pussy, though, because that's the part that made us laugh. But
the guy was gold, man. Just
and then she was standing there, right? His wife was standing there while he made this statement.
Beaming with pride, I'd imagine.
Well, his whole family, they were either in shock or they partied themselves. It was a kind of a fun group. But he was always great, man. I mean, he was comedically right on. Now, I know a lot of people in Toronto didn't want their city looked at comedically. But, what are you going to do? You got to have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, as much as you could say that brings negative attention, I think it brought a lot of, I don't know, just like fun.
Well, it also makes people feel superior to their leaders, and that's a good thing to have in any society. You don't want to look at a leader like, I heard him talking, but he's too smart for me. I probably don't fit in here. You want a leader who you're like, I'm smarter than that, dude. Things are going my way. Hey, Garth. Garth, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Ronnie B. Hey, I know I'm splitting hairs here with the Tommy Boy comment, but, more so with Black Sheep, where Chris Farley's in the alley smoking and drinking with the kids.
Yeah.
It just fucking kills me every time I think of Rob Ford, I think of that.
Well, it was a Farley role that he never got to play, and they would have greenlit that immediately.
Oh, my God.
If Farley was still alive.
It would be incredible.
Oh.
He would, still be playing that character. It would be too classic not to.
But, the other thing about Rob Ford is, he did want everybody having fun up until that last moment of his buzz when he started turning on people.
Right.
And any alcoholic can identify with that it's really, really fun until it's not. And you're really, really fun until it's not fun. All right, so the world has asked for it. Me and Big J are doing a mashup on stage. Now, I don't exactly know what a mashup is, but let's go do this. It's at the Stand in New York City.
That's right. The Stand NYC this Thursday, March 24th at 8:30 p.m. Go to thestandnyc.com for tickets or call 212-677-2600.
All right, we'll tweet that out as well. Now, Gail, how do you do that where you keep your same personality as your...
Well, I just think of while I'm reading it, I'm still me. Is usually how I think of it.
Interesting.
Despite the fact that I'm reading, I'm still myself.
You don't feel like you're a late night infomercial guy?
That's right, Ron. Mashup show with Big J Aukerman.
Big J Aukerman, you know him from such things as the Seesaw Show. What's your fucking deal? Comedy Central, Big J Aukerson's stand-up special, and the bonfire. Crinkle, crinkle.
But the only thing is when you tell him that he's being strange, he either does that or then he goes into a very high register. This is my official voice. Yeah. TheStandNYC.com.
Hey, everyone, it's me, Queen Elizabeth, and I've got some wonderful news. The Stand is doing a mashup show this Thursday night with our own Ron Bennington. He'll be joining Big J Aukerman for fun and proclivity. And these are my tits and nipples. What are you doing?
I'm attempting.
You're fucking crazy, dude.
I'm focusing on enunciating is what I'm doing when because I'm just reading off the paper instead of talking out my brain.
Now, this he fucking you look like yesterday you went to the barber and says, give me the Doug Benson, Doug Loves Movies cut. You can't go around looking like other people that do shows, dude.
Did you just show a picture of Doug Benson? Give me the Doug.
Now, give me your temporary driver's license, or what is it called?
My New York State learner's permit.
Okay. And this is why Chris Stanley could be a spy. Look at the difference between that picture and what he looks like today.
Oh, my God.
Horrifying.
One, he's straight ISIS.
If I grow out my beard, it's a Brillo pad ISIS beard.
This is an actually scary person.
Yeah.
Like, that's a person I would be...
How long ago did you have this picture taken?
That was 4 years ago. 4 years ago, and they didn't update it. Thanks a lot, New York State.
But you didn't take a test. A learner's permit does not go on forever.
I gotta take the test soon again. It's great.
But he doesn't look the same. I mean, he could be he's the saint, is who he is. Where he could just go in and out. And seriously, you could walk out at Doug Loves Movies and everybody would just cheer.
Thanks, everybody.
Doug's in the back. They've got him tied up. But I know you're a fan of his. Is that why you changed your look?
I didn't realize that I was getting it might have been subconscious to get the Doug Benson.
Yeah, I didn't realize it at first because I noticed your new hair.
Thank you.
But you're totally right. It's the Doug Benson.
This is weird. So I just wrote to Christine, do you have a shower or do I shower at home? And she writes back, you'd probably be more comfortable doing that at home, but I'll make Paul let you into his apartment upstairs if you want. Paul is fucking Horace and Pete. He has an apartment above the bar. That's crazy.
That's a cool thing to have, though.
I've been told it's not crinkle, crinkle, it's crackle, crackle.
Crinkle, crinkle sounds delicious.
I know. All right, this was sent in.
I look like I'm from the old fucking West because these things are in black and white. I look like I belong in the goddamn
Dude,
James
tweet that
gang.
out, man.
Terrifying.
With hashtags peace in Brussels. Why is that funny to you, dude? It's terrible news.
It's
It's weird that you laugh, though.
Like you said, you guys give Stanley so much shit. Why don't you just replace him with someone like me? No. Stanley is MVP, dude.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you.
If I looked at what Stanley contributes, we're doing this outside project right now where we're talking to people about Bill Hicks, right?
Yep.
Everybody got, all the people in the booking department and VPs took responsibility for all these different things. Only Chris Stanley came through.
He's a beast.
Now, by the way, when this great show comes out, Chris Stanley will be the only one who doesn't get credit. Because that's the way. And again, why does that make you laugh?
Because it's just ironic. That's why. If I don't laugh, I'll fucking throw a brick through the window and fucking follow it out.
Dude, we're 36 floors
You're
up.
not that tiny, though.
Hey!
Dude, you don't have to be too large not to fit through a brick hole. I mean, I think that's okay. I think what she said is fine. I mean, Joey Jojo's the only one who can fit through a brick hole.
I'll do it.
It's a brick. How?
It's tiny.
That's why Joey jumped down. It's a brick. How? No, look, Sway's saying this, and it's like, what is this supposed to mean, guys?
What is that?
Is that because I'm walking by? Say hi to everybody all the time. He's very nice at saying hi to every single person that he sees. I never do that.
He's very friendly.
I love Sway.
He's a good dude.
I just got an offer to be on the SiriusXM kickball team. Should I take it?
Oh, wow.
Did you hang out with Zito in the morning mashup?
Zito asked me.
That's who you are now, dude.
I'm a Doug Benson top 40 guy.
Doug Benson is not top 40.
I know he's not. I'm saying I'm top 40 and Doug Benson.
Just slow down. You made a faux pas and you insulted a hilarious comedian and terrific friend of the show.
I love Doug Benson. No insults intended.
But you called him a top 40 guy.
He's not a top 40
There's
guy.
a slash in between that. He's not top 40.
Now, if you want to be the Rob Ford of the kickball team, that's up to you. But by the way, these fucking millennials in there, we're still playing kickball, everybody. It's fun. Later, we'll go make up song themes for movies that don't exist.
I don't think that you have the athleticism, though, that they think that you
With
do.
this knee?
It's not going to be good for you.
Surgically repaired?
That would be so fucking funny if you get a kickball injury.
Shit! Ron, I can't come into work tomorrow. I have to go get surgery again. This is really bad. I'm going to decline.
But just let it. I mean, you don't have to do it right now.
You're on
the air.
Let it simmer.
They know I'm on the air. Why am I getting these offers between 12 and 3? Rude, really. I'll take a look at the schedule.
By the way, I understand that the stand was of a feeling that I might not show even after I said I would.
Oh, it was the stand who didn't trust.
Well, no, it's Christine, but I didn't want to point her out. But see, the thing is, I have a reputation for turning things down.
Yes.
But I don't end up on anybody's shizzer list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I can't do it or don't want to do it, I say so. But I don't no-show.
Yeah, you have a reputation for politely declining.
I have a reputation for aloofness.
You're aloof, but you're not flaky.
And a lot of people think of that as being superior, like acting like I have a superiority complex. Like, oh, God, I'd never want to go to your stupid thing. That's what they think I'm saying.
I'd just as soon die.
But ask me to something, I'll just give my basic response.
Hey, we would love to have you on the show. It's next Wednesday.
Ew!
Ugh. So no then, or?
I'm sorry, I can't answer. I've thrown up in my mouth and I'm trying not to spit it. I have that reputation. That's what people hear. And what I'm trying to say is normally I wouldn't do your shitty fucking shows. But in this case, I'm saying yes for Big Ja. All right, it's Scheiserlist. Chris didn't fucking say it.
Oh, it's German for shit.
But why didn't you correct me when I said it the wrong way?
I didn't know you were trying to say Scheiser.
What the fuck else would I be talking about? The list of when you're on somebody's shit list?
All right, yeah. I didn't put two and two together.
Well, because you're too fucking busy wondering out if you're going to play third for a kickball team. What position would you fucking play?
Oh, just give me first.
First, on a kickball team, you can throw the fucking ball at people.
I got to figure it out. I got to see what spots are open. I don't even know what's happening right now.
Really? You don't go in and fucking take your spot. You're like, is there a spot someone doesn't want?
I have no idea what the hell's going on. I just get this random mysterious text message.
It's your fucking time to be Johnny Kickball. All right?
Yeah, you're right.
You know they're going to have some brewskis and some herb. You're going to fucking destroy that morning mashup because you're turning that kid into you. And he came at this game as a professional. Don't look at it.
Okay, I'm going to turn around. I'm not going to look. I'm just going to focus on the peanut dinner.
I'm focusing on the bouncy house.
No, you'll piss yourself.
You get too excited.
I have happiness. It's not a bad thing.
All right, so there, I got the name correct now. No thanks to my right-hand man. A fucking outside pussy. All right, there's the picture of Chris Stanley
from
4 years ago.
God.
Wow, lots changed. Jesus Christ, that's horrifying looking.
Now, does he look like ISIS or the new upright bass player from Mumford and Son? And you fucking run down hipsters? That's a 100% hipster thing.
Yeah, that beard was a straight hipster beard. And I'm really dead-eyed in this picture as well.
Yeah, it's really scary.
You also look like you just have a white stripe like a skunk in the middle of your head.
What the hell's going on with my hair?
I don't know.
Is that your part?
I guess it was the part. I don't know.
You parted wide, bro.
Yeah.
That's a wide ass.
How does he part so wide?
It's not here anymore.
What are you running, a fucking canal through the center of your head?
God, that is a really scary dude.
James.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, my question is, how is shit-shoulder Sheldon supposed to throw a ball, let alone anything?
Your shoulders give out, your knees give out.
They're repaired through the modern science.
For how long?
Right now.
I mean, I don't put a lot of, I don't put a lot of weight on this thing, but I try to keep off of it.
What's that?
My knee.
How do you not put a lot of weight on your knee?
All your weight goes on it.
I try to lean to the left as much as I possibly
I thought that
can.
was just politically.
It's both.
Jeez.
But then you're going to bust up that other knee like that.
Look, I mean, I still have to make the decision on whether or not I'm joining this thing. I'm taking everything into
All
consideration.
right, let me help you how to make a decision.
Okay.
Just right back.
Okay.
Who else is in?
Good point.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, are you fucking around with interns and board ops, or are you rolling with some of the fucking big hosts around?
I'd love to be captain of the team. If I'll ask that, can
First
I be
of all,
captain?
no, don't ask if you're going to be captain. I'm just joking. Just try to find out who else is playing. I'm sure it's all the cool kids.
Yeah, it's kickball. Everyone loves kickball.
Now,
Yes, when you're 8.
also ask him if everyone gets a kickball nickname, because that's good to know.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I want yours to be?
What's that?
Kickies.
Here comes Kickies.
Where's our guest at, Chris?
About 7 minutes away.
Well, wasn't he supposed to be here before?
No, it's 7 minutes is the accurate time.
Scott Aukerman is stopping by. You know him from Comedy Bang Bang, but he's got a brand new show, Gail.
Yeah, it's $1 billion property, and it's available exclusively on CISO.
Oh, back to the CISO. That's where Big J is, What's Your Fucking Deal plays.
Yeah, everything's happening at CISO.
Everything's happening at CISO. CISO's the place to go. See, call them, would you, Chris, and see if they want a new fucking jingle. I'm willing to sell it for $100,000.
Okay, call.
Everybody goes to CISO. CISO's the place to go.
That is well worth $100,000.
I know you got the money.
Kiki, get on it.
Okay, Ryan Sampson is in from the Morning Mashup.
All right.
Okay.
He's your stoner buddy, right?
Yeah, he
loves,
partakes.
He loves getting high.
Every now and then, sure.
Now, is he a weed smoker? Is he an edible eater or the vapor?
Smoke. Straight bud. I'm a vapor guy. Because I went from bud to vaping to edibles. Got too whacked out at edibles, so I was eating them constantly. Then I just straight vape now.
I was in a restaurant last night, a nice restaurant, and I went to use the men's, and they had a sign that said no smoking and no vaping. And I'm like, you're not vaping. People want to fucking get high before they go back and enjoy their food.
I didn't realize that was a problem. Vaping
I've never seen the vaping in the men's being a problem before.
I was at a Chinese food restaurant and in Flushing, and I was vaping at the table as I was eating hot pot. It was great. No one bothered me. It was fine.
But it makes the food taste a little better.
Oh God, yes. Especially the grimy spot I was at.
So now when you say vaping, it's exclusively talking about weed?
No.
Or no?
No,
Okay.
but I believe this is what their problem
Their
was.
issue is.
Yeah, I don't think they were for the vaping for I don't want to smoke cigarettes anymore.
But that's also banned from restaurants and everything now. You can't do that as well?
A lot of places. People act like they smell the vape.
You can't.
No.
It dissipates within a second.
Some people say it feels like I'm being spit on, though.
It's ridiculous.
It's a nice mist.
Yeah.
I was walking around in Modell's buying sweatpants, vaping. It was fucking great.
These places, like you're vaping.
Anywhere, you can vape anywhere.
Wait,
No,
first of all, you're buying sweatpants at Modell's, but it's not for athletic purposes.
It's for comfort.
Maybe he was thinking, though, it's for laziness. Do you sleep in sweats? Is that your deal?
Yeah, I like sleeping in sweats.
You do that instead of buying a nice blanket.
Why would I do that? It's like it's pants
When it's
blanket.
extra cold, he just piles more sweats on top of himself.
Gotta go back to Modell's.
It's cold.
He just dumps his laundry over his body. Why don't you sleep like your dad did with newspapers on you? His dad used to put newspapers on, lay on the bench, and just get a nice outdoor fucking nap.
Ooh, the Times. It's thick.
The Sunday Times. When it was a cold night. Honey, where's the Sunday Times? It's freezing out.
Fucking sleepies.
Yeah. Oh, Kiki's a fucking wild man. So just you, Zito, and the morning mashup.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out who else. I need to know. I want to know who this kickball squad is. Are we going to play other places? Like, what is the team?
Yeah. You'll be in the Broadway League. You'll be playing a lot of those teams.
I wonder if we're going to play Fox News. This is exciting.
Yeah. Hey, you'll probably be in a nice media league.
Nice.
Yeah, now, stuff like a kickball team in New York, it means I moved here from another place and I haven't made friends. Not to Chris Stanley. I've lived here every day of my life. Because when you move here, like as a single person, you kind of join anything not to go back home alone at night.
So other people will be there?
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Great. So this is a book club. And you provide the books, or do we bring them ourselves? People get so nervous about not knowing people.
I'm fine with it. But
I couldn't. It's the only way I would love. I would love just to live in Bangkok and not know a soul.
no one talks to me.
Yeah.
This is great.
A woman in my building fucking stopped me yesterday and asked me a million fucking questions.
About what? Just the building or?
No, personal.
Oh, God.
Who's with who? Now you're with. Is that your girlfriend?
Get
What?
out of here.
Yeah, she's a fucking psycho. I saw her. Oh, I probably shouldn't be talking about it. But the day that the Pope drove up my street, she kept saying to the cop, "Can my son go on the other side? Can my son?" And he's like, "No, the fucking. I can't make any moves. Can he just get over there? He just wants to run." She wouldn't fucking stop until finally the cop goes like this. "Yeah, your kid can run across the road." And she wasn't even happy after the fact. And you're like, yes, run in front of the Pope's car. Just fucking run over. I want him. Please. I want him to run across the street.
Oh, my God. Nothing's worse than people who feel comfortable to ask you personal questions.
You could have stopped at people. Nothing's worse than people. Scott Aukerman is here. Gail.
He's here now?
Yes, Scott Aukerman is here.
Scott Aukerman, Bajillion Dollar Properties is available exclusively on CISO.com, and episode 3 premieres this Thursday, March 24th. Go to CISO.com to watch.
All right, let's bring in Scott Aukerman. Scott Aukerman is back in studio with us. Good to see you again, buddy.
Hi, thanks for having me.
First of all, this new show that you have, it's
Bajillion Dollar Properties.
Bajillion Dollar Properties. Now, these types of shows that you're parodying, I don't set out to watch them, but if
You just fall into the trap of watching them.
I catch one, I'm watching the next 7 hours.
I've been on vacation where we just happen to turn on the TV and we've been in like beautiful locations, and then you just end up watching 8 of these shows in a row.
It drives me nuts though, because when it first comes on, I'm like, oh, come on. And then I'm screaming at the TV, you can redo the bathroom, but you're never going to get that view again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy how quickly you become an expert on something that you
immediately
didn't care about yesterday, but now you're an expert in it.
It literally makes you want to go out and buy a house, though. I mean, it makes you sort of dissatisfied with where you're living. And,
100%. I'm like, why am I stuck in New York for the same money? Look what I could be getting.
That drives you insane. I mean, like, we just bought a house in LA, and which is one of the reasons that, my wife created the show. And, you look at what people can buy, like you say, in Thailand and in other countries, but even in the, just in neighboring states. Yeah. And it's just, it's incredible.
I would probably have the biggest house in Iowa if I just paid the same money. Everybody
you could buy Iowa, I think.
People would drive by my house and wave and show their children where I live.
Not too long ago, there was an article out comparing New York apartments that you can buy that are cheaper or that are more expensive than castles in Scotland or what you can buy in Manhattan. Yeah. You could have 30 rooms or,
exactly.
16 bathrooms.
It's so frustrating. Yeah.
And yet... It's fascinating. Well, for the other shows too, where you follow the brokers around, I love / hate every one of those people. Yeah,
that's what our show sort of is it's a cross between $1 Million Listing, where you follow the brokers around and see their life. But it's more of a Reno 911 type show.
Sure.
Tom and Ben, who you remember from Reno 911 as Lieutenant Dangle. They produce the show as well, and so it's sort of the Reno 911 model, where we have guest stars coming in and being insane people, along with storylines that follow the brokers around. But we based a lot of the characters on people like that on $1 Million Listing. Like, we have 2 characters in the show who are sort of based on the English duo from $1 Million Listing. I don't know if you know them, but where they're just such good friends. They're so close with each other, and they're like constantly shirtless around each other, and you're like, are you a gay couple? But they're not. They just love each other. And so we're fascinated with that relationship. So we have a duo in our show who one is gay and one is straight, and there's like literally zero sexual tension between them. They live together. They sleep in the same room. They have sex with people next to each other, and they try not to look, but they have zero interest in dating each other, which I think is like such an interesting relationship.
Well, that thing of being that comfortable together is because we now have a post-college society that keeps the college experience going. Joey, how many roommates do you have?
I have 4. 5 total.
And how many how big is your apartment? 2, how many bedrooms?
5 bedrooms.
So why do you have 5 bedrooms in Brooklyn?
We have the whole second floor to ourselves. Up there, yeah.
So we're just talking to a rich guy over here.
Are you paying a lot of money for that place? How much are all 5 of you paying?
Oh God, no. We're paying $3,200 for 5 people.
I don't understand this place.
Yeah.
So is one of the bedrooms a kitchen? Is one of the bedrooms a bathroom?
One of the bedrooms used to be a closet, and it's in the hallway.
Okay. All right.
That's all the same bedroom.
That helps.
But you live together as if you were in a frat. I mean,
I suppose so, yeah. A lot of people...
Do you all know each other really well, or is it a bunch of strangers living with each other?
We do know each other really well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But did you meet in the apartment, or did you meet at home and then everybody moved here?
I met my friend, who I knew from Minnesota when I moved out here, and then everyone else I met when I moved into the apartment.
Because a lot of people, they're adults, but they're staying in bunk beds in Brooklyn because to make it work. And they're like, but we're so close to the subway. I couldn't live like that, though.
Yeah, I like to be by myself so much more. I think when I hit 30, I basically moved into being alone in a place, which you can do in LA a lot bit more.
I need need at least 20 hours a day by myself to have 4 hours a day where I can interact with the planet.
Yeah, the first time I moved out of an apartment with roommates, within one day I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I ever did that, where I had to share a kitchen and a living room. And that was, years of my life was spent sharing a space.
Everything,
and it's terrible. It's awful. I mean, the best case scenario, I think living with your friends is probably the worst thing that you can do. Yeah. But
they will never be your friends after that.
No, it's not good. And then if your social life is too tied into your home life, you never get to kind of get away from it. But the best case scenario is if you're living with people who you just like nicely respect them, but you don't necessarily.
Yeah, and you don't know anything about their personal life.
Yeah.
Strangers walking through at all hours.
I think the only way you can live with someone, A, is if you're having sex with them, or B, if they're a dealer. And then that way...
Hopefully both.
That way you can be like, dude, why don't we get high?
Why don't we get high and or have sex?
Yeah. Because when the cops kick it in, hey, you're not the dealer. He is.
Yes.
He's been dealing for a long time. This is crazy. But that there is a gigantic generational difference in that, in people that just want to keep that college. Like in my neighborhood, the kids line up to get a bagel in the morning and they're wearing their pajamas, like they're still in school, and then they're paying for a bagel and a coffee with a credit card. And I'm like, come on. No one has walking around cash?
It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I don't think money will exist at a certain point.
We're very close to just being the phone.
I feel bad for muggers and homeless people.
I always do.
Like literally over the past 10 years, I've wondered if, people who mug people on the street, whether they're getting anything out of it, because I just never have cash on me.
You never have the kind of cash that people used to get. That's for sure.
I remember back in the day when you'd have like $200 in your wallet because you needed it, for stuff. And nowadays I maybe have $3.
But I was out at a restaurant last night, and I'm going, why, if I get out of an Uber car without paying and going through that whole thing, I just step out of the car, my phone takes. Why isn't this happening in a restaurant?
Yeah.
It's the worst part of the
At some point it will be. And I've been in restaurants where it is, where you just walk in and then they just give you a check that you've already paid. And I mean, it's so much better than like having to sit there and haggle and decide, what you're going to tip people.
Yeah. And then that fake thing of let me
get this. Yeah. If we could do away with that, that's the one part of it.
It's the worst part. No, I got this.
Yeah, it would be great if also we could split things to what people actually ate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nobody's ever found a good system for it.
No. And if you say we'll have separate checks, the waitress looks at you like you just said, and we want to ruin your day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's horrible to have to do. It's like
not really. I was a waiter for 20 years. It's not that hard. It really is not that hard, especially with computer. Like maybe back in the day when I remember my first waiting job, you had to tabulate it and calculate it on a calculator of how much they owed. Nowadays with computers, separate checks are not a big deal. It's not that hard. We can do this.
That's really I think the idea of just walking through your day without that interchange is going to make everybody...
And with no one talking to you.
Yes.
You're
just walking into a supermarket, you're grabbing food, you're leaving.
Well, initially when Seamless came out, I felt like, oh, this is not something I want to do. Do I really want to take that human interaction? We already have so little of them. I can clearly just call up and have that interact. And now that I do it, I can't.
Yeah.
It's really annoying when you want to.
What I don't like is when you get something like Postmates or something like that, and then, they have your phone number that they text you like updates of like, I'm on my way or whatever. But when they start like trying to engage personally with you of like, so you hungry tonight? Oh, please. I'm doing Postmates so I don't have to talk to anyone.
Have you guys seen the Uber lunch app where they just have a deal with somebody in New York?
It's like a picture of a burger or something, and you press a button.
And then you press a button, and they'll just pull up to your house and give you that food, and it's food that you wouldn't normally get through delivery.
I was on set taping my show recently with an actress of some note that I won't say, and she used Postmates to get 1 cup of coffee.
Oh,
and so they drove, and it was, to be fair, it was from a coffee place she really liked or something. So, but they just drove with, like, I'm assuming this cup of coffee on the passenger seat with like a belt buckle around it or something, and just drove right up to her and said, "Here you go."
Yeah. And no money is exchanged.
No money was exchanged.
I can't keep up with the apps though. That's my thing. I'm so far. I just got MySpace, and I'm loving it, but I can't get.
How many friends do you have on that?
Not
you have
right now.
your top 8.
But remember when that would used to at least last years, and now it goes by in what feels like minutes.
Yeah.
That you're like, okay, I just got on this new thing, and everyone's going, that's done. What you need to do is this.
I was surprised at Twitter. It was their 10th birthday yesterday, and I was like, and I joined 7 years ago yesterday as well. And there's probably, 3 years that it was good before it became this unusable.
Yeah. Well, the amazing thing with Twitter is because I do live events with different people, and to see how few of their fans show up when they Twitter blast, you're like, well, you have 3 million followers, and I just got 8 reservations for this.
Right. Yeah.
Something is a lie.
Yeah. A lot of it's robots.
Yeah.
Scott Aukerman is in studio with us. Bajillion Dollar Properties is available exclusively on CISO.com, and episode 3 premieres this Thursday, March 24th. Go to CISO.com to watch.
CISO is a great example of, I never heard of it, and now you're doing it. Big J is doing it, and I'm like, this has happened overnight.
That it's a new thing, and that it's always a little tough to say, oh, should I sell my show to this new place?
Right.
Because no one's ever heard of it. You guys have never heard of it, but hopefully, if the show that you're doing is good, people will hear about it. And that's the same thing. You got Big J doing his show, and we're doing our show, and now people are hearing about it. And so it's like no one had ever heard of Hulu or Netflix. Netflix used to be just a weird dude sending you DVDs every day. And now it's like a real place.
Well, that's the thing too, is like I went and watched your show and Big J's show, and they both look like a show. Because what you're always afraid of is, this doesn't look like
that it's going to be some weird internet thing. No, the budget for our show is big. It's bigger than my show, and my show's on cable. So we got a great budget. They committed to a lot of episodes right off the bat, and they just really believe in it, and it looks like a real show. I mean, they were surprised when we turned it in how great it looks. Like, we made it look really amazing for what the budget is. And they were surprised by that, but it's a real place. They have real money, and they're making real shows. So. Well,
your show looks like a reality show on TV. Mm-hmm. And that was, you're not in one location, you're moving around.
What we didn't know was how much B-roll that we would have to shoot of just like beautiful houses and streets in LA. Because you watch a reality show and you go, oh yeah, we'll probably have to shoot some B-roll or something, but we had to commit like days of it to just driving around LA shooting, places. We did a helicopter shoot of like aerial views of all of LA, which, we were surprised, but it just makes the show feel like a real show.
Well, those shows, do they just use a team of editors, or, because it seems like the amount of shots that you have in any one show could not be decided by a director.
Yeah, reality shows, I think, especially have a ton of raw footage.
Yeah, my wife, who created the show, she actually, that's how one of her first show business jobs was working in reality television. Logging is what they call it, but it's before it gets to an editor, they have usually young kids who just have arrived in Hollywood sitting there watching all of the footage and typing out literally every single thing that's said or done.
Wow.
And then what they can do with that is they can say, what we want is for this person to say this type of a sentence. And they can look for every word that the person has said. And it's what they call Frankenbiting, which is they stitch together a sentence from different sentences where the person may have said only one word out of it. So if you get to know it, if you watch The Bachelor or something, you'll hear The Bachelor start a sentence off like talking really high, and then the last part of the sentence is really low. That's because they're Frankenbiting it together. So, it's such a big job, because all reality shows do is just like shoot a whole bunch of footage and then drop it in an editor's lap and go, you make sense out of this. I have no idea.
You decide who's the heel and who's the hero, and then I'm sitting at home going, Jody's a bitch.
All those great edits of people giving someone the side eye, which that it wasn't actually.
No, they never. They usually have one camera there, maybe two, And, you know, they're lucky if they get footage of someone actually giving someone the side eye because, you know, usually they'll just have to like take it from a part where someone's bored. You see that on reality shows all the time where they'll cut to a reaction shot and you go, oh, that person's mad. No, they're bored. There's a camera on them. It's like 8 hours later and they're just like sitting there not even listening to anything.
I always like Survivor every year. They decide someone's just always lying down. No, everything show everyone else working. The one guy's lying down.
Yeah, and probably everyone was lying down at that point, but they're just like showing someone lying down.
I love the when somebody says something that might be shocking or offensive to that person, and then they cut to them just like turning.
Yeah,
and I'm like, do they just yell out these people's names to get like a quick turn?
Yeah, exactly. And they also use these sound effects that we one of our editors worked in reality TV and brought their sound effects over. So there's certain sound effects that we use in our show that they use in the show, which is like there's a snake rattle anytime anyone says anything deceitful. It's like, and there's also like a bring that they use all the time when someone is like questioning what's happening.
And then it just attacks my subconscious. I don't even realize I'm being played.
Right.
I'm just walking down the midway, got a balloon in one hand, cotton candy in the other. Jody's an asshole.
Yeah.
That's the great, but you got to give that, I mean, you at least have to respect the craft of that, to take nothing and put together different puzzles.
It's interesting, and we do it on our show because our show is improvised.
Yeah.
So, and we have two cameras going at the same time, and you're trying to shoot both sides of the conversation. But I do a lot of the editing, or I'm involved with the editors, sort of like crafting some of these stories. And you'll have just a bunch of footage, and you're saying, okay, we need it to be in this episode where all of the brokers really need to sell something by the end of the day. Let's put in talking head footage where they're talking about how they need to sell this house, but it's from like a totally different shoot where they didn't need to sell something by the end of the day, you know. So they're the story editors on reality TV are crafting this in the same way that we're crafting entertainment stories.
Right. But you're making sure that you're actually doing a parody of editing while it's going on.
Exactly.
Which is really meta. That's really crazy.
Scott Aukerman is in studio with us, and Bajillion Dollar Properties is available exclusively on CISO.com. And episode 3 premieres this Thursday, March 24th. Go to CISO.com to watch.
Who are the guest stars that you got coming in? Who are some?
We basically, my wife and I, pulled out all the stops and just called everyone in comedy we know. So in the first episode, we have Adam Scott, and we have David Koechner and Gillian Jacobs and Weird Al Yankovic and Dave Foley from The Kids in the Hall, and just every single person we could get. Josh Groban comes in, and it was such a fun set. People were remarking just how easy it was because we shoot it reality style, so we're doing 1 or 2 takes and that's it. And whatever happens, happens. And we have, just brilliant genius improvisers doing it. So yeah, it's just a really fun show, and people get to come in and just be total weirdos and total rich, obscenely rich, strange people with, just lunatics, basically.
So you just give them a slight background. Here you go. This is what you're going to be doing. Then you go have fun with it.
Yeah. So when we give them, sometimes we'll give them sample dialogue of like, if you want to use this, use it. But, for instance, Weird Al Yankovic, when he was on, we gave him the character of being a very shy guy who wants to bring his dog in to see the place. And when he brings his dog in, you see it's a taxidermied dog, stuffed dog. And then you start getting the sense that he just escaped from a mental institution. So we just gave him that. And then he comes in and just rolled with it. And the first thing out of his mouth was talking about how his father was just decapitated in a helicopter accident. And then he started jumping around on the couches, like started trying to test them out to see how durable they were, and it's just so much fun to shoot, and everyone is so
and nobody has any idea that this is the angle that he's going with. You just have to.
We sort of tell the characters playing the brokers, here's what you need to do to help their scene and to sort of get out of their way. But then we have such talented improvisers. They literally are the most talented improvisers I've ever worked with. They always take it into a really interesting, unique direction that we didn't really expect.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Weird Al, too, is he's like one of the fastest people that I've ever talked to in my life. And everyone just thinks of his comedy as broad. But the amount he attacks so many subtle things.
Yeah,
is
he's
phenomenal.
he's great with language. He's the new band leader on my show, and so I've been working with him over the past few months really closely. And he's just so smart, very, very much appreciative of language. And when we're improvising together, which we do on the show a lot, just always really quick, jumps in, always has something very funny to say. And so, he's just, people just know him from these crafted songs that he puts out, but off the cuff, he's really great.
Well, it was so broad and silly when he first started to put them out. And then that type of thing is everybody thinks they can do a parody song because you do the first line or two.
Right.
But it's not like you could sell one or get it on MTV.
Yeah. Well, you look at a song like Foil, which is his parody of Royal. And it's so meticulously crafted where half of the song is about wrapping stuff in foil, but then halfway through, it's about a guy who uses foil to make a hat that blocks out the CIA. He attacks things from every angle, in ways that, if you were just going, foil, you'd go, I don't know what else it would be. You get it.
That's great. Everybody loves it. Because every town has a Weird Al. Every radio station has like their own guy who does that.
Right.
But he's just like a small hack with glasses that sits in the other room and really doesn't do much.
Okay, this is getting personal right now.
Really specific.
He normally has a Puerto Rican mom, but he was raised in Minnesota.
Sounds like me, exactly.
But to be able to do that to a national audience, no one else has ever done it before. No one else has ever
crazy
pulled that off.
The career that he's carved out for himself. I mean, considering he was just like a teenager who was hired to answer the phones at the Dr. Demento show back in the 80s, just to see, multi-platinum Grammy award winning artist. I mean, what other comedian has ever done stuff like that? It's pretty amazing
impossible.
What he's achieved.
It's impossible to keep that going for 3 decades. Particularly when now kids don't know who Dr. Demento was.
I mean, that used to be the only way to kind of hear his music. Until he finally got on the top 40 with Eat It. But, just the fact that he's more popular than ever is so strange.
Weird.
Usually if you have a big thing like Eat It, you're the Eat It guy. And your career is over in about 6 months. And the fact that he just had his first #1 album with his most recent album, it's, it's pretty amazing.
It was a huge success.
It was a giant success, and it was so brilliantly marketed. Like every day, a different thing would put out a song, aimed at that one platform, that one social media platform. And you're looking at it, and you're like, corporations try, to come up with something to get people to pay attention to products. And here's this one dude doing it on his own. It's crazy.
It's pretty incredible. And the fact that he tours he did so many dates on his tour. He still has some coming up, including, Radio City here in town, and then on his off 4 months, he just happens to star on my TV show. I sent him an email out of the blue of like, hey, my band leader left. Do you want to be on my TV show? He's like, well, I have 4 months off, and they're these exact 4 months. And it's my favorite show. So yes.
So is that something that you plan on switching out in that role, or how
you know what? I had Reggie Watts for the first 3.5 seasons, and then he got the James Corden gig. And, so we knew we had to switch. And so, that one I think was more traumatic for me, because, I'd been with Reggie so long and he started the show with me. So I had a lot of auditions, and I, saw a ton of people, and then ended up using, Kid Cudi, who was on for, 20 episodes and did a great job. And then at the last second, he couldn't do the next season. So, thankfully, Al stepped up, so I didn't have to do more auditions. He was the first email that I put out of just, hey, do you want to do this? And got back to me, 2 hours later and said, yes, I do. And so it was like the easiest, as opposed to the other process of like months of auditions. It was the easiest.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of people that could fit into that.
Yeah, that's what we found, like you have to be good at music, but there aren't a lot of funny people who are good at music, really. So Cudi is really magnetic and really funny, and that's why we ended up giving it to him, and thankfully worked out in that job really well. But, I auditioned a lot of musicians, and musicians aren't even used to really talking all that much.
I can only think of Open Mike Eagle if you ever need somebody.
Yes.
He's really brilliant.
He's great. He's great. Yeah.
But but you're right. It's very rare to be able to put both of those things
Not
together.
only do they have to be funny off the cuff like Al is, and improv, but the ability to even say lines and sound convincing when you're acting is also a skill that a lot of musicians don't actually have, So with Cuddy, we got really lucky if he'd been in movies and he really wanted to improv, so that was great. And Al is just perfect for it because he's starred in movies, he improvs, he's really quick off the cuff, and what I didn't really realize is how good he is playing live as well. Because he plays accordion, and so you have to have a piano background to play accordion. So I was kind of like, I said to him, however you want to play the music, we'll work it out. And then he gets on set and he's doing it all live, and it's really intricate and really amazing. Like, he's a great player.
Yeah. Well, great to see you again, man. And
thanks
congratulations for the
Great
new
to see
show
you.
with CISO.
Check out Scott Aukerman's new show, $1 Billion Properties, and it's available exclusively on CISO.com. Episode 3 premieres this Thursday, March 24th. Go to CISO.com to watch.
We'll be right back. It's Bennington. That's Tits and Dragons.
Tits and Dragons.
That was an attempt for the kid, Joey Jojo, to try to act like he wasn't showcasing himself to be on Comedy Bang Bang. But Vito gave me a thing that Joey asked to have a message passed over to him. What was the message?
Joe just wanted me to tell him he was a big fan.
Aw, that's
You
sweet.
don't do that with our other guest?
Well, I've been listening to Comedy Bang Bang for a long time, but I do that with every guest. Big fan.
How about do it with no guest?
Okay.
How about if you just act like a professional and not ask for the guests to come over and meet you after? Because I see Vito taking the guy over and stopping his time and like, this is Joe. He's got a song called Tits and Dragons. Who's back there with you today, Joe?
Today we have Brooke.
Brooke, where's our guys at?
A Cashmere's test today.
AIDS.
Yeah. For AIDS.
No.
For the super
That's not what
AIDS.
it is.
Well, maybe if he passes, it's good. That's the one test you want to pass. Well, send Brooke over to us. I don't want to, tell her I'm a big fan and lead her over here. Joe, you can't do that, dude.
Okay.
Can't try to get to meet your idols. Just switch out with Vito, and then you can bring the person in.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Gail, you better run your staff. I used to yell at Chris for that, but that's your responsibility now.
Okay, I'll crack the whip on that one. No saying you
Just
like
have them
the guest.
switch out with each other, and then he gets to meet his idol. Because he's been listening to the show for so long. Brooke, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Now, I saw the attacks today in Long Island, and immediately I thought of you. I guess it was at the airport.
There were no attacks on Long Island.
Train. What else? I don't know. Wasn't it up on CNN this morning, Chris?
Yeah, LaGuardia.
No, not LaGuardia. I would never give out an actual airport name. I'd be stupid. I was doing a little joke on the Brussels.
Gotcha. Funny.
Yeah, it is in its own way. It's funny. What? We all tense now because I gave Joe a little bit of shit. Is that it?
What?
Nobody wants to jump? All right. I got it.
I said LaGuardia. That was my fault. Bad. Bad.
Brooke, how come you're going to leave today, too?
I have another show.
What show?
John Fugelsang's. Tell me everything.
All right.
I interned there.
You're busy.
You're that was the way you broke into the game?
Yeah.
So that's probably when his show first started, right?
Yeah, I was his first intern.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
My first intern, Bobby the Champ. Bobby the Champ.
You interned for Bobby the Champ? Or Bobby the Champ interned for you?
I interned for him.
Oh.
It was the Bobby the Champ show over at XM when we were just XM. And I interned. I just worked real hard. I built my way up to this, the Bennington show. I kind of feel like I'm interning here today, though. So we haven't seen you in a while. How's things going?
Good. Everyth's good.
I don't think so.
No.
Are you dating yet?
No, I don't really want to.
What happened with you and Steely Dan?
What?
Yeah,
we introduced you to Steely Dan.
Oh, right. Yeah, it didn't work out. But maybe.
I got a guy for you right now. Put up the picture of the young terrorist. But look, this is Chris Stanley 4 years ago.
You like that?
It's up on the Bennington page.
It's good look.
I hate it.
It's hard.
I'm so sorry, but it's really, really scary.
That's not a guy that you could go for.
You don't dig that? I got a learner's permit too.
Oh man.
Look, we could drive. I could drive. Well, if you in the passenger side during the day.
But how do you get there? You have to have an older friend drive you to pick her up?
Did you figure out what's going on with the part there?
I have no idea. It disappeared when I cut the hair, but it was gigantic. So the
Wait, that's literally not you. That does not look anything.
It looks like, yeah.
Chris Stanley, lady. It's me.
Why are you calling him
That's who
lady?
bombed the airport.
Oh, God. That would be terrible.
This is awful.
Somebody put up a hilarious thing that you were drunk Shantar. But it was basically, I got to go back and find that. It was hilarious. But a lot of people are liking your look that way, Chris.
Oh, it's good. I mean, it's a weird look. It's strange. I mean, it took me 8 months to bang that beard out.
Ew. It's gross. Sounds private.
You're going to be talked to. Because a lot of people are calling you the ISIS mastermind.
No!
See, this is going to...
Most wanted terrorist. You're on the line with them.
This is the worst day to have this thing happen.
It's not great.
But, on the other hand, there are plenty of people who are saying you're the newest member of the Wyatt family.
All right, see, that's complimentary. I love the Wyatt family.
But we love their opening song.
Oh, hell yeah.
Queen Elizabeth, just do not accept checks from this man. Cash only.
No matter how I look, he shouldn't accept a check from me.
Now, how much younger, how many years ago was that
4.
picture?
That was 4 years ago.
You look 20 years older in the picture, though. How is that possible?
Well, I didn't shave for 8 months or cut my hair for, I think, 6 years at that point.
Oh, my God.
That's creepy.
You're lucky because you get a beautiful beard. You know, I can't get a neck beard only, so that's fantastic.
Like, why is it that it doesn't go anywhere but neck? It's only right here, the chin strap. It's just like the puffiest chin strap.
I don't know. I have freakish hair. The way my hair grows in my body is just fucking ridiculous.
What are you saying?
Like I don't have any chest hair. It's just bizarre. I'm just.
I don't want to ask you about pubes, but I feel like I have.
That's what you want us to ask.
Do you also only do an undergrowth like you do with your face?
Oh God!
Is it an undernut?
No, there's.
Is that what you grow there?
No. Jesus.
Why are you yelling? No! You're the one who brought up the hair on your body. That meant it's open. For the world to discuss.
I wasn't talking about pubes. Mostly leg and chest hair.
What's wrong with your leg hair?
Like, look here, check this shit out. Like, there's like parts of my leg are just totally hairless. So, look, see, look, all right, hold on.
It's almost like he just put an otter on the table.
From what I can see,
You have patchy leg hair.
there's no leg hair except for just like the top of the calf, right by the knee.
Yeah, sit down.
Oh my God! So the knee is incredibly hairy, and then there's nothing here. Like that actually looks like he shaves there.
I don't.
But
You literally though have dirty knees for a guy who doesn't work.
and then the side looks like it has razor rash.
I know you do.
Oh, look at where those like little pin feathers would go. It's a really weird look.
Yeah, let me see.
See right here?
Ow! Come on! It's a bad leg. The fuck?
Not your calf.
The knee's on the other side.
You see, you're not.
the
This is why you're not
weirdest-
going to make the kickball team.
This is the weirdest leg hair there is.
Hey, has Brooke been offered a chance to be on the kickball team?
Oh no, she hasn't. But I can put in a word.
She's trying.
I want to be on.
She wants to meet people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got some more people who are going to be on.
Oh, great. I wanna hear.
I got a list. Kyle from On Demand. He's going to be on the kickball
All
team.
right, he's
Great.
cool.
He's gonna be strong.
Matt Fastow. He's going to be on the kickball team. And then, Handsome Giant Tube Steaks. He's going to be on the.
Look out for Handsome Johnny Tube Steak.
man.
He's clean shaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think I'd be pretty good.
Here's the thing. It's not about anything. They don't care whether they win or lose. It's about drinking
I'm good at that too.
and schmooshin'. That's it.
That's all.
It's about hooking up.
It's a social event.
Yeah.
And Handsome Johnny Tube Steak, He likes to put his mark on every young lady in this building. He is a serial dater.
The amount of notches in his belt.
Good God.
Unbelievable.
It's a really notchy belt.
Yeah, it is.
There's barely any belt left to the old notches.
Here's another thing that he does. He asks the interns out the day after they leave. He's very smart, like any predator, not to step into a trap. But the day after they leave here, they get a call. Hey, Jennifer. Handsome Johnny Tube Steaks. How are you?
True.
Have you had a chance to check out my internet station? Covered Up, or what's he call his?
I thought it was nothing but covered, but it could be covered up.
Nothing but covered.
I'll text him. I'll ask him about the kickball team too.
Yeah, say. Actually, do this. Say, what's going on with the KB team? See if we can't get that as the new slang.
All right. Now I just found out there's an $85 fee to be on the team.
You got it, bro. You're made out of money.
For what?
T-shirts and organizational.
Can I tell you something? I'll fucking sell you T-shirts. Because if you're paying $85 a piece,
it's a really nice shirt.
Yeah.
What's up with the KB team? Should I throw in a bro?
Yeah, that's smart to do. Or a brewmaster. Just call him brewmaster.
Brewmaster.
Hey, I'm going to be out, is it Thursday night, Gail?
Yeah, it's going to be this Thursday night, March 24th at the Stand for the Mashup show with Big J. Go to thestandnyc.com or call 212-677-260 for tickets. Also, Pete Lee and Emily Tarver will be there, Seth Herzog, and Jordan Carlos.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's a big night.
This is
and many more.
A night of champions. Seth Herzog, one of the funniest people in the world. I don't know who he's doing. I don't know that person that he's doing.
Jordan Carlos.
Does anybody know Jordan Carlos? Joe, have you listened to him for years and tried to get a hello from him? And then Pete Lee, of course, and Emily, they're hilarious. And, you know, they have sexual tension where me and Jay don't.
Yet. To be determined. Once you two start mashing up, you never know what's going to happen.
My problem is I don't even know what a mashup is. I'm not real sure.
Oh, you'll figure it out.
What is a mashup? Does anybody know?
Not sure.
Okay, that's a problem then.
Handsome Johnny got back to me with just a question mark to the text. What's up with the KB team, Brewmaster?
And just write back, gotcha.
Gotcha.
So he'll know that you're not fucking around.
And then do a winky face emoji.
Yeah.
So he knows that you're in on it.
Okay. And just go like this. Have you checked out Brooke? Seems like she's the new talent on.
Have you checked?
No, don't.
Do not say that.
I don't want that to happen.
I just send the winky face emoji.
She is not ready for Handsome Johnny Steak.
He's the fast lane.
That's right.
Brooke, you're still a learner's permit.
You know what? His joke was, I'll get your wife in the fast lane. Because that's Handsome Johnny T.S.
Now, how did that name come about? What does that mean exactly?
Well, he's handsome.
Sure.
He's Handsome Johnny. That's a Springsteen song, I believe. And that's a picture of no one we know. It's up there right now.
That's Jordan Carlos who's going to be doing the mashup show.
I'm sorry, you got to speak out loud.
That's the Jordan Carlos who's going to be doing the mashup show with Seth Herzog.
Okay. Well, anyway, with the Handsome Johnny Tube Steak, I think you said Dave gave out that name.
Yeah, he donned that upon Handsome Johnny Tube Steak.
Well, it fits him.
Handsome Johnny would have been plenty, but when you add Tube Steak, it comes across the little.
Well, that's where the confusion was.
It brings it together, I think.
Yeah. Did you get the nice picture of Jordan Carlos up there?
Yeah, it was up there.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, now he's sending me emojis back. Handsome Johnny Tube Steaks.
Good.
Which ones?
They're kissy. They're kissy ones.
It's nice.
I don't like this.
Boy.
I don't like this conversation at all.
Looks like this KB team's getting hot and heavy.
It's getting crazy right now. It's getting hot in here.
Incestuous.
By the way, remember how I brought up Open Mike? Tried to get him a gig?
Yeah.
Why am I even bothering? He's on top of the world. What magazine has given Open Mike Eagle all the love in the world.
He's getting all this love from Pitchfork.
That's huge.
Not to mention a few others, but Pitchfork is big because he's got his new album coming out, which is Hella Personal Film, which I believe is out March 25th.
Yeah, and Spin Magazine and Stereo Gum are also
Jesus, everybody's loving him. And, you know, I'm like an idiot. I'm like pitching him like you get him, you know, a steady gig. I'd be like me saying, oh, I think Keith Richards would be good for you. Who raps Keith Richards?
Yeah, but this album's out the 25th, but I think that there's a couple pre-release songs that you can check out that are really great.
I'm going to check out all of them.
Please do.
I'm going to listen to every pre-release song that he has.
I know Pitchfork has.
And then I'm not going to listen to any post-release songs. 'Cause that's old to me. Adam Sandler's got a new movie coming out. That's up. By the way, the millennials are the most anxious generation in history. It's up on the iBank today. You all need drugs and you all need help. You can't just get by on your own.
What is it about the millennials that make them so anxious? Why are they more anxious?
Because of social media. Social is what makes people anxious.
Right.
So now you've taken the weird society thing that most people would have to put up like, you know, once or twice a year. Are you going to the ball? Right? What, every minute of your life is, do I look good? Am I saying the right things? Look at poor Brooke. She just, you said just a time out from dating. Because your last boyfriend was bad, right?
No, that's not why.
He was a sick.
Well, he wasn't perverted. No, he wasn't sick.
Abusive.
No.
Just general weirdo.
He wasn't weird. I was probably the weird one. But
I can't picture that.
Don't say that.
I'm just
I don't see that at all.
I'm not weird.
Come on.
I'm just like awkwardly weird.
Because of social media.
No, not because of social media.
Do you ever get anxious? Depressed?
No. Well,
what is it about you? You're quirky.
I'm definitely quirky.
Okay.
But I don't get depressed. I'm a genuinely happy person. But I am definitely quirky.
So you just think you're weird in relationships, you're weird?
Well, like, I think I'm normal and I think it's funny, but like people don't get my humor sometimes.
I don't.
Yeah.
I never get your humor. I always think that you're being inappropriate. I'm like, why is she saying that?
No, well, like, sometimes I can be very sarcastic, but I don't.
I know.
People don't.
Can I tell you something that hurts still?
It does, apparently it does, but people don't get my jokes, so like.
That means they're not jokes. If people don't
No,
get
they
them,
are
I'm
jokes. Like, they're not on my level.
Yeah. What you need.
I think I'm funny. I laugh at myself.
I know somebody who's a big fan of Comedy Bang Bang. He's studied it for years. Just met Scott Aukerman. Maybe what you need is sit down with him for a while. You know? Have him prep it. Not into Joe.
What?
Not into Joe at all.
Well, no.
Look.
She's honest, though. You have to give her that.
Well, the thing is it because you don't want to date somebody that you have a deeper voice than?
No. Oh my God, no. Maybe. No, yeah, I don't, there's like very few people that I actually like. I don't know why. It's like kind of a problem, I think.
You're picky.
I'm picky to a point that's not healthy, I don't think.
Oh, is that right? So you'll go out of your way to find something wrong with somebody like Jerry Seinfeld on the Seinfeld show,
right?
No.
Where he would just wait for that one thing that would destroy it every week.
Man hands or Two-Face or something like that.
Exactly.
Is there a guy, a celebrity that you would say this is an ideal guy to me?
Harry Styles. I'm obsessed with him.
Let's take a look at Harry Styles.
He's the love of my life.
Am I crazy or is Joe just? You know who's like Harry Styles?
Who's that?
Fucking handsome Johnny Poopsteak.
You're 100% right.
He looks just like him.
I don't think I know this guy that you're talking about.
What happens is every time I talk about handsome Johnny, we put up a picture of a different person instead of handsome Johnny.
I love Harry. Oh my God. I want to marry him. If he doesn't want to marry me when I meet him.
You're not four. This is the kind of stuff that elementary school children say.
I have
Not
dreams
adults.
about him.
Oh boy.
Look, we've all dreamt about Harry Styles.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Didn't he get a movie role or something? Isn't something happening with Harry that was just in the news the other day?
I don't know.
I don't know.
He's the bad boy, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's got kind of like the most like feminine look of all of them. And I say that because I'm into that too. I'm just saying.
Wait, I don't think he does though.
Who is more feminine in that group?
Well, I don't really know the rest of them that well. But no, definitely the blonde one.
No, the name
Niall.
what group is he in?
He's
One
in
Direction.
One Direction.
Damn, I was looking at Two Life Crew, and I'm like,
Okay.
she likes that dude? I don't see it. Now, wasn't Harry with a famous person?
Well, there was rumors he was with like Kendall Jenner. I'm trying to-
Okay, that'll do it. You know, that's big.
I guess she's okay looking.
Here's the thing about Kendall. She was one of the many
Oh,
celebrities.
Taylor Swift he was with. Sorry.
With Taylor as well?
Tay-Tay.
Good.
Okay.
I think they both put out hashtags for Brussels today, too. So that's always
Good.
important because, like, right away, I think it was HuffPo, let us know what celebrities felt bad about Brussels. Harry Styles did not, but I imagine he's a late sleeper.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to imagine this. He's a drug user.
Probably.
Heavy. I'm going to think.
You think
Opiates.
heavy drug user?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they tweeted out because I always worry, like, I can never tell if a celebrity is for or against a certain tragedy, you know?
Here's the biggest story on the iBang today. The New Jersey Easter Bunny got in a fist fight, which you don't expect. Throwing, I guess, hands or maybe it's a paw.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
Man, there's a lot of people involved in this fight.
It's Jersey.
God damn.
Yo, why are you so tight? Oh, show us the Easter Bunny. Oh, the Easter Bunny throwing hands.
Oh man.
The Easter Bunny, his ass cracker. The Easter Bunny.
Easter Bunny ass cracking is what he said.
I mean, if I were the Easter Bunny, I'd be tight too.
What is the circumstance that could have led to a all-out brawl?
I've been here before. It's called the No White Mall, and it's a no whiten. But Easter Bunny, somebody must either touched his eggs or pulled on his ear. But the Easter Bunny was ass cracking.
I feel like it had to be an ear incident. I mean, that seems to be the most annoying of things to deal with as an Easter Bunny.
But it seems like the easiest thing to just be like, child sits on the Easter Bunny's lap, takes a picture, you move on. I can't imagine.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of times, you know, if you're not treated well as an Easter Bunny, you're going to start ass cracking. I know I would.
Well, you had told me that the people who dress up for Disney in the character suits, they said it would happen constantly, that people would grab them.
Yeah, they would grope them. When I did a show in Florida, I'd get a call from the characters, and the girls would say their tits were grabbed constantly by people going, "Are you a boy or a girl?" to like Mickey and Minnie Mouse, and they would grab their tits and sometimes their genitals. And one of the things about Disney is you can't start ass cracking. They do not let you fight. You have to just sit and take it.
You just have to take the assault.
And they said they would be getting felt up all the time. And then also they said they would share costumes in that heat. So you were getting in somebody else's sweatsuit and then putting that lid on, going out in 95-degree heat and smelling people that were wearing it just before while you were getting tit and genital grab.
This sounds horrible. This is actually sounds like the worst job I've ever heard.
Yeah, but they were getting minimum wage. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
At least they had that going for them.
Yeah.
Oh, the sharing suits sound like a breeding ground for infection.
I don't think
with that
so. I think
Florida heat.
I think it's just safe. I mean, you wear your friends' bathing suits all the time, don't you?
I don't.
Good point.
Jesse in New Jersey.
Hey, what's going on? Great show.
Yeah, it is. I was just telling Brooke that.
They did background checks on both those guys that got in the fight in New Jersey, and they found that the bunny had a warrant out for hopping the turnstile.
I get it, hopping.
But no, for real.
Yeah, I get it, hopping.
It's a good joke.
That's why it's funny. But here's the thing. I bet every person in Jersey has hopped the turnstile.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's free that way.
I don't want to spend $1.50.
This is bullshit.
When I could just easily hop. And anybody don't like it, I'll start ass cracking.
Oh, man.
He's laying hands.
But you're right. I mean, we're acting like it's just the Easter Bunny, but this is a fucking Pier 6 brawl.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's at least a dozen people involved. And then they start to break off.
It looks like a Simpsons fight, too.
Like everyone's just going crazy. It's just like a cloud of dust with arms and limbs coming out of it.
Well, other people are fighting too, like
Yeah, like they start just pairing off into their own little individual matches.
It's a throwdown. I like that the Easter Bunny didn't have enough, had to go back for more.
Fuck yeah. I wish I just saw Santa Claus come running, diving into it. St. Patrick's leprechaun.
Suit up. There's a fight. Oh my God.
All right, this is my other thing. This is a little bit old, but I loved it anyway. And it was a driver in Texas that was in a high-speed chase. He was running from the cops. There's a couple really great ones. There was an 11-year-old boy yesterday that stole a concrete mixer, and he was driving all around his neighborhood while everybody was chasing him in cop cars, and he did not give a fuck. And the people said that he would be waving as he went by.
Oh my
because everybody
God.
had their phones out, and he would be waving. But this dude, he's a guy that he had sold his... Well, he got busted, but for some reason the cops let them. You don't have this ready to go, dude? The cops had told him that let the news people go over and do this. Chris, could you find it?
I'll grab
Vito,
it.
why don't you go in and grab the phones? Or grab a celebrity and take them in to meet Joe.
I'm bringing it up now.
Thank you. Even before the show, he asked me, like, what point we wanted it. Like he was getting it then.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened to it.
It's bizarre.
The fact is, while we're waiting to get that, I'm in a mashup.
I know, you are. It's a very important mashup that is happening this Thursday, March 24th at 8:30 p.m. with Big J Okerson at the Stand. So go to thestannyc.com or call 212-677-2600 for tickets.
All right, we got it?
Yeah, we have it.
Go ahead.
Dude, I was trying to get to San Antonio. I don't know what the roads I was on until they shot my car. I didn't know they was going to shoot at me. Damn, they shooting at me. I ain't even got no gun.
So what is something about having drugs?
Huh?
Did you have weed on you?
Yeah, I had weed on me. Yeah, I always got weed on me.
Is that why you ran?
Mm-hmm. I'm tired of getting arrested for weed. I'm tired of going to... I can't get a regular job ever anywhere because all my weed drugs...
Earlier about the thrill of driving. Was that a thrill?
The thrill was dry. It was definitely a thrill. You go fast in any car, a race car track, here, it's fun anyway to me. I'm just an adrenaline junkie.
That's the fucking coolest dude ever.
I'm tired of getting arrested for weed.
I'm just tired of it. I love the fact that he took the time to answer these questions. I'm just tired of it. Yeah, I got weed on me. I always have weed on me. Like, as though they would know that. You know me. I always have weed on me.
Come on, you guys. I've been arrested multiple times for weed. I'm the weed guy in town. Don't worry about it.
And then just admitting, yeah, it's a thrill. Why wouldn't it be a thrill?
Yeah, man. Sure. If driving high speeds like that, no matter where you're doing it. Of course it is. That fucking dude is in his own world. And that's why I love him.
Hey, you can't get a job. You know, so what is he going to do? You can't get arrested again.
Yeah. Might as well go out and drive around with my weed. All I was doing was taking my weed for a drive.
It's going to happen anyway. Man, this dude's the best. Hope he got out.
See if you can find that 11-year-old kid in the concrete. I don't think it's up on the iBang, but it's got to be somewhere.
I like the idea that a kid would even think that's a possibility. Of all the things to steal.
When I was, a concrete.
It's massive.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, it's big. And again, it's just a really cool fucking kid. You know what I mean? In a world, there he is.
Oh my God.
Driving hard. Then he's driving down the highway.
He's cooking too. Like
Turn up
he's
the sound.
flying.
Took deputies across the county. He even collided with a state patrol car and a police car. The boy was eventually stopped in the town of Dodge Center and tried to...
Look at the size of that truck. Holy shit. And he's hauling ass.
And talked with witnesses who say the chase got too close for comfort.
All of a sudden, I seen the truck go through a yard. A quick trip to the store Sunday afternoon turned into a mad dash for safety for Troy Flatnitz. And he was coming right towards me. Just blocks from his Dodge Center home, he saw a cement truck heading right for him. He got his car out of the way just in time. It was crazy. I mean, it could have easily... Somebody could have got killed easily. Witnesses say the driver was an 11-year-old Dodge Center boy. Early in the chase,
it's so great.
Slammed into a state patrol car, and later it collided with a Casson police car. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office said speeds reached 70 miles an hour at times. Several unsuccessful attempts were made to stop the truck. It was like a parade. Everybody was outside with their cameras and their phones and stuff. A sergeant put stop sticks on the highway that took out the right front tire of the truck, but that didn't stop it. It continued on just its rim. It just wore it down to nothing. And during the chase, the rim of the truck did a lot of damage to lawns and city streets. Here on 2nd Avenue, you can see all the damage that it did. About an hour after the chase started, the truck stopped in a cul-de-sac in Dodge Center, and the boy was taken into custody. He was raised on a farm. Jeff Beddow says the driver was in his 4-H club. He feels lucky that no one was hurt. He can drive tractors. He can drive trucks. He knew what he was doing.
Wow.
The boy was taken.
So
That's
cute.
wild.
It's insane.
Dude, what if you were like in his class and you were watching that on TV?
He'd be a fucking hero.
Oh yeah, he'd be the best fucking classmate ever.
He's the coolest dude ever. This kid.
He's the coolest dude in 4-H.
I'm dying to see what he looks like.
I know.
Why wouldn't they throw him on camera just for a little bit? Let's see if he has a weed on him.
Yeah, man, it's not easy, you know. Yeah, it's fun driving around like that being chased. Driving at high speeds is cool if you're on a racetrack anywhere.
Took out my tire.
Yeah, I always got weed on me. That's my thing. I like to have plenty of weed.
The kid's a legend.
Yeah. Driving around, doing stuff, going for it. 3-car.
Oh, I love him.
Look who it is. It's Jeffrey Gurry and Jeffrey.
What's up, Ron? How's it going, man?
Well,
Hi, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, it's good.
Hey, Gail, how are you?
Oh, you want to say hi to Chris too? And Brooks
Absolutely.
here.
What's up?
Yeah.
Hi, Jeffrey.
What's happening with you, Jeffrey?
Just hanging, making my plans for the week. You know, a lot of stuff going on this week. Tonight there's a big thing at the Village Underground, you know, and...
Oh, that's the Robert De Niro.
Yeah, with Robert De Niro. I guess they're shooting scenes for The Comedian.
Robert De Niro is out tonight doing stand-up, and who the hell wouldn't want to see that?
I know, that would be crazy. And they're also filming it as well, correct?
Yeah.
And Hannibal Buress, I think, is going to be the MC for the show.
Good.
Yeah, it should be a wild evening.
Gail, you were at the Underground last night seeing the Tom Papa show.
Yes, that's right. Come to Papa, which was super fun. Colin Quinn was there, Gary Goldman, Kurt Metzger. It was a blast.
I love Kurt Metzger, too.
Yes.
It's always a good show. Did you guys talk about your unmasks from last week with Bonnie and Rich and... at the Village Underground?
Yeah, we did.
It's a great room, man. It's such a cool room.
It is a great room.
Yeah.
It's just a very comfortable hang. Everybody likes being there. And then because it has that bar, too, the Fat Black Pussycat, it's just a very cool place.
Yeah, do they own that place?
I think so. I think that's part of it, man, because every time there's an event, people go in there like to wait. There's, you know, that green room in the back.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a really cool, you know... It's just a very cool space to just chill, especially when you're waiting to go on. You know, it's just there's something about the place. I could see why they took it over. It's a really cool thing. And then I'm performing a lot this week. I'm doing Broadway Comedy Club tonight. On Thursday night, I'm doing 3 shows. It's the first time ever that I'm doing 3 shows in one night.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You doing them at the same time, or what do you?
Exactly. Well, you know me. I've conquered the space-time continuum, so I'm able to be in more than one place at once.
Love space, hate time. That's me.
So
in those space times.
I'm doing Von DeCarlo's show at Broadway Comedy, and then I'm doing Sean Lynch's show at the Comedy Loft, and then I'm ending at the Comic Strip.
That one I've heard of.
You have heard of that. Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, there's so many alternative shows these days, man. There's shows in like so many bars and other
There's so many
venues.
alternative lifestyles as well. You know,
Yeah.
I've noticed.
You got to be alt.
Hey, get Christine to step in. I want to check on the handsome Johnny Tube Steak thing with Brooke. I want to get to the bottom of that. He's our Harry Styles. I've asked a few times to get a picture of Johnny, but we couldn't pull that off earlier. I just got a text from Scott Aukerman. He wants to know, Joe, are you free for lunch?
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No.
What are you going to do?
We're on air still.
Dude, we're fine. We are fine. Brooke, you ever go to any of the New York comedy clubs?
I haven't, actually.
Why? You just right back to the train? As fast as you can?
Well, on like weekdays I do, but I usually stay out in the city on weekends, but I don't.
You stay out of the city?
I stay out because I live on Long Island, so I stay with my friend's apartment.
Waking up, we're working out on our attack, gonna get a little afternoon delight.
No. Okay.
What is he in a One Direction karaoke band?
No, it's my girlfriend's from college. No.
Sassy. What college you go to?
Penn State.
Really? Ooh.
Yeah.
Get touching.
Get some.
Okay.
Why get some for Penn State?
Because Chris likes babies. Were you there doing the child rapes?
Yeah, I was. It was my freshman year. It was.
Did
really
you?
sad.
Were you one of the people who were on the side of the football team instead? There was a lot of people there saying, "Don't take away our stuff," not caring about the children, but don't take away our
our wins, our 409 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I think. The people that were part of that are terrible. That's horrible
Chris.
that they did that.
What? People like Chris.
People like Chris were just terrible. But the whole school shouldn't be brought down because of it. And I was actually really upset and pissed at everybody. And when I got home from school that summer, people were like, "Oh, you go there?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
Everyone gets
"Screw you! Like, it's a great school." So
Never say screw you to a child, though, because that's wrong. Jeffrey, did you follow that story?
About the kid who stole the tractor?
No. About the children at Penn State used to, I guess, methodically
the assistant coach.
No, I didn't hear
more.
about that.
It was
head coach.
The head coach didn't.
Really?
You think?
Yes, I'm positive Joe Paterno
And
did
all
not.
the quarterbacks.
No, they did not.
And the offensive line.
You guys are making me
They
so
are
mad.
offensive.
If it had anything to do with sports, I didn't listen.
Why?
I can't get, I don't know, man. It's just the whole thing about sports. Some guy was kidding me last week. He told me that it was the first night of the tournament. And I thought it was like jousting or something like that. I'm like, what kind of a tournament? I still don't know. Is it basketball or football?
It's basketball. There's no football tournaments. Now, you just can't play a football game every couple days. Somebody would be really hurt bad. Now, you ready to see handsome Johnny Tube Steaks?
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead, turn him around. There he's.
Oh, I've seen that kid.
Yeah, he's pouty. He's
Yeah,
very
that's a
pouty.
weird picture.
Yeah,
You like
it's
that
not
picture?
too big, but-
No.
You like that shit?
You know what? That's when he found out Joe Paterno was a child molester.
Oh my God.
So he's sad. He was sad like you.
Yeah.
So you have that in common.
Oh.
What do you think? What do you think of this?
No answer.
the hair?
Texted her.
The hair.
Send Vito down to look.
I've seen better hair. but-
Really?
Well, it's just like it's.
I got better hair than Tube Sticks.
I don't know about that, but
Really?
yeah.
Hair is something I could talk about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, we were talking about the CISO, and I watched the first episodes of Big J's, What's Your Fucking Deal? And I saw Gurion just sitting at the table.
Nice.
And it looked so funny because he's crowd working everybody at the table but Gurion.
Yeah, because they didn't want to talk to anybody that they knew.
Yeah.
They specifically skipped me. I had two girls with me, and they talked to them, but they didn't talk to me.
Who were the young gals you had? Because they were youngsters.
Not that young.
Yeah.
One was Brazilian, and another one was her friend from another, I was going to say European country, but I realized Brazil is not from Europe, right?
No, it's not. But you don't know sports, so that's fine.
Speaking of hair, I went out to see Lisa Lampanelli. Her hair is blue now. Gail, would you ever do blue?
I have done blue. I used to dye my hair all the time when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So I had like pink and purple.
That's why I'm asking you, because I thought you would do colors.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you would do blue.
I have done it. Yeah, I have.
Ron, how about you, Ron? Would you do blue?
I would just do white. Yeah, wrestler's white.
Stark white.
Yeah, I've done it before. Here comes Christine. Come on in.
Hey.
Chris, do you know Brooke?
Yeah. We know each other.
Was asking about Handsome Johnny Tubestick because he's the,
Oh, yeah?
he's the stud of the 36th floor. I know.
yeah?
Oh, God, yes.
I know. He told me he,
Wow.
and I'll just use his language, punched your card before. So,
No.
He said
you were
that.
never with him?
Never. Are you
He's-
Chris,
crazy?
can you believe it?
I have
No,
never.
because he's...
I mean, I was surprised when you said what you said. No, I've never. No.
Wow.
No offense. He's a nice guy, but no, I've
why when
never
you're
given
walking
him
down
my
the-
flower.
Why, when you're walking down the hall, would he turn to me and Chris and go, "Gots dat"?
No.
And then we were forced
You
to high five.
lie.
Yeah, then we were
Forced them.
forced to.
And
It was
they didn't
awkward
want a
because
high
we had to- I didn't want to. He took my wrist and slapped our hands together.
I gave him a double high five just to make sure.
No. I'm sorry to disappoint everybody, but
Well, who's he been with here in the building? Because
I
Brooke
don't
is
know.
interested.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
I know he's
Sure?
been with Lauren.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
As he's said to me, I'll punch that card.
That's
and
his
then
thing.
forced me to high five.
Again.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm aware of his nickname. I didn't know he had so much game. I'm like behind.
That's all he got is game.
That guy
I'm behind
crushes.
in
He
rumors
got game.
around here.
Look, if you want to keep it private, you have every right to.
Mm-hmm.
He slays. That's
He
what
does?
he says. He says, I'm going on slaycation.
Hey, have you been?
Oh my gosh.
That's what he told me once. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Have you been invited to the kickball team yet?
No.
Chris is already up for it.
Yeah, I got invited to the Sirius XM kickball team.
I used to be
KB.
part of a volleyball team here. It was weird to
Really?
see my boss's toes in sand. I didn't like
Ew.
it.
Which boss was that?
He's not here anymore. McDermott.
Oh.
Yeah.
He had all of his toes?
Yeah. And I
That's
used
not
to have
what
to
he told
look
us.
down and see them. It used to really fuck me up. I
Because
don't
they
know.
were webbed, right?
No. They were just
Okay.
my
'Cause I
boss's
heard-
toes. It's just something you shouldn't see.
My boss's toes. A poem. So, are you saying that you never got your card
I never
punched by
did.
him?
No.
Wow.
Am I missing out on something?
Oh, yeah.
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 I mean, he's
He
a
crushes.
friendly guy.
Yeah. They say it's like a menage, even when it's just him and a girl. That's how.
Wow.
That's how
He's
talented
quick
he is.
like that.
Yeah, he's
He's
fast.
Nicki
He's
Minaj.
He's agile.
Nimble.
Yeah.
Like a cat.
So, do you want me to talk to him for you, or
No, no,
Okay.
She wants no part of him.
Okay.
But he's.
Well, I mean, if he's slaying this much at work,
I
yeah, you
don't-
definitely
He
want
is.
no part of him.
No slay.
You don't want to shit where
He's a
you
slay
eat.
master.
I don't want the sleigh.
Yeah, but you don't want to go outside the shit either, right?
I mean, I'm outside the shit, and I
far.
like it way better.
So you don't shit in your own home.
No.
Weird.
My shit doesn't even have a Twitter page. It's amazing.
Well, Fez's does. Whose wedding was that? What douche bro's wedding was this
I'm
whole
gonna take a
thing?
look. Let's see if Twitter tells me.
Yeah.
He just says getting dapper for the wedding time. That's a very Johnny thing to say.
Yeah, it is.
He
He's
does
dapper.
look very dapper. You got
He
to give it
is.
to him
Oh,
for
yeah.
that, lady.
I mean, sure.
I think I might have been at Coffee House Live because that's the next picture.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, he does have an office here, so that's,
Yeah.
a plus.
That's always a plus.
Was he on 37?
No, he's right here in 36.
Oh, la-di-da. It's got a door on it?
Yeah, but you could see through it.
Okay.
so.
Does he got it by himself?
No.
Who's his office mate?
I can't think right now. I don't know.
Is
Not somebody I know.
You're doing your show tonight. What's all happening there?
On Raw Dog, you mean?
Yeah.
Just a whole bunch of comedy.
Nobody you want to say in particular?
I think there's going to be some Bobby Kelly for sure.
Love
more than I have like this weird love for Bobby Kelly because back when I was fat and married and eating my feelings, he just like, I don't know, he spoke to me on some kind of a level because he's like talking about chunky dunking and I don't know.
Have you met him?
Yes, I have.
And
long time ago.
Was there a spark?
No, nothing like that. Why? What's going on? What am I missing?
I'm just wondering.
you know what I mean? I thought he was like a married man with babies and puppies and shit.
You can match make and do that.
No. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
With my, he just speaks to me on like a comedic level, not on a I want to let him put it in me level.
I see. What did you say, Chris?
I said vaginal level.
It's not
Chris.
That's disgusting, dude.
Why would you say that in front of these nice
Christina
ladies?
Palomo's in studio. She's on Raw Dog, 8 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m.
Who's that guy
on Tuesdays? It's me.
Plug master. He's like a tampon. It's great.
I'll soak it all up.
True. Plug master.
That was it? That was the end of the plug?
Thank you.
And she's on Jade Thomas, which is on Comedy Greats, Channel 94, 4 p.m. East, weekdays.
Yes.
Oh. And where will Brooke be appearing in a few minutes?
On John Fugelsang's show on Insight.
Yeah. To your old stomping
These
ground.
are the people in our neighborhood. In your neighborhood. They're in your neighborhood. I keep looking to see if Handsome Johnny's making the scene.
Have you
do it?
Stop sending me emojis.
Yeah, that means it's over, dude.
Oh, boy.
But the last ones were the kissy faces.
Good. That's fine for you.
I just got your
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Where are you off to tonight? You're going to try to get into that thing to see Robert De Niro?
Yeah, well, first I'm going to do the show at Broadway Comedy Club, and then I'm going to head down there. And then I'm probably going to stop off at Comedy Juice, because they always have a good show over at Gotham.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm at Comedy Juice and I'm missing Robert De Niro on stage...
I'm going to do both.
I can't imagine. I mean, just like, I'm all about De Niro.
The De Niro thing doesn't start till 10:30. That
Chris,
gives me a little
favorite
bit
De Niro
of time
movie?
to get over to Juice.
Taxi Driver.
Really, over all else?
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, because
Favorite
I'm
De
sure
Niro.
that's going to be a crazy scene tonight with De Niro on
Raging
stage.
Bull is wonderful.
Raging Bull is your favorite,
I was
Gail.
going to say Raging Bull. That's my
Steak! You
favorite.
want your steak? Here's your steak! The best.
She really does great impressions.
The best.
You're also Raging
I
Bull?
would say Raging Bull
Do
for
you
me.
want to do the steak impression?
No,
or
it's
just-
all right. She killed it. I couldn't-
Brooke?
Goodfellas. I didn't like Raging Bulls.
Raging Bulls?
Raging Bulls.
He's got raging bulls. This guy. His bulls
I
are
didn't like
raging.
Raging Bulls.
I also liked him in This Boy's Life. Did you
Love that movie.
Oh my God.
I know a
with the
thing or two
mustard?
about
Oh,
a thing or two.
Does this look empty to you?
You
That's
do
right.
it doggy style or from behind, from the side. That's it.
I perfected my Robert De Niro impression, but you can't hear it because it's all face. But
That's
it's like,
it. That's pretty good.
right? Because he's always like doing something with his beard and his aftershave and the face. I'm just smacking my
I'm
face.
smacking my face now. Yeah, what do you think his stand-up's going to be like? And you guys saw Taxi Driver? I like to do an impression.
Yeah, I saw it.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Remember that?
I love that part.
How many of you people remember Meet the Fockers?
I do.
I got a nipple. Can you milk me?
Brilliant. Again. Do it.
Everything that he does, he's doing impressions from his own movies.
Yeah, I can't really see him doing some just light observational stuff.
No, me neither. Do you ever notice when you're married to a rich black woman? Right?
Not really. But I'd like to.
Do you ever notice when you own 9 restaurants?
Oh, shit.
Hard to know what each of them is doing. You ever notice when Pesci comes over, he's always saying, Bobby, can I get some work?
I never met him.
Good night, everybody. You're fabulous.
We love you. We love you, Bobby.
Jesus, you're acting crazy. He's not doing Army Man voice. That's Screaming Woman voice now. That's not the original voice.
God damn it.
What happened to Army Man?
I don't know. He got manic.
Just do the Army Man character like how he plays by himself.
Oh, save my wife! Help me!
It's not it anymore. That's
What
not
the fuck?
it.
I have to listen back.
That was a good gun
That was a good
noise,
gun.
though.
Good gun.
Well, here's the thing, and I've done this on the show many times. no two people make the same machine gun noise.
Right. Yeah.
A friend of mine said that to me. It was Tim Tuttle.
Yeah.
And I've experimented at every party, and everyone has different machine gun noises.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
I don't think so. I mean, it would have to be like,
That's
right?
pretty good. What about you, Gail?
Mine is like.
I don't think I have one.
Come on, bro.
Pew, 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 pew.
That's not machine
Is that
gun.
it?
Like,
Good. Go ahead.
Do it.
For Johnny.
like,
No, not urinating sounds. This.
What's yours?
What?
I want to hear yours.
Mine is.
That's a good one.
That's the
really
one I had
good.
since I was a kid. But I did Opie. Opie went pow, pow, and I'm like, that's it.
But I also like stuff like boom, boom. That's
Tick,
a good.
tick, boom. That's a great
isn't that
play.
a good one?
Yeah. Now yours isn't a machine gun, though. That's
Yeah,
the thing
I
that
guess
you were
not,
doing.
yeah. It's gotta be
You had a
rapid fire.
You had a rocket launcher there.
Okay. So, all right.
Yours is pretty good, though. What's yours, Chris?
That's amazing. That's such a good. I've never seen anyone make that. Wait, do it again. Is that like a lip movement or a tongue
Yeah,
movement?
it's both. It's both.
Wow,
Yeah.
spirits compared to that.
That's also his oral sex. That's right.
Come yet?
All right.
Okay.
The bluntness that you do.
Okay.
You don't have to take it to that blunt.
I apologize. I apologize, everyone.
Gross.
Brooke, we got to let you go.
yes, I have to
You
go.
got a job to do. We got to go to
do.
break. Christine, good to see you.
good to see
We'll be
you.
listening to you tonight. And your
Awesome.
salute to Robert Kelly.
Thank you.
And Gail, thank you. Next hour, you're going to be where?
I'm going to be on the Bennington show.
All right, I'll be listening in for that.
Yep.
Jeffrey, have a great night, my friend. Enjoy all the stuff that you're doing. Comedy Juice and more. We'll be right back, Bennington.
Back with more. Reminding you that you guys can see Ron Bennington on the Mashup show at the Stan NYC with Big J Okerson. It's this Thursday, March 24th at 8:30 p.m. Go to the StanNYC.com for tickets, or you can call 212-677-2600. And again, it's the StanNYC.com for tickets. And I heard there'll be at least 2 microphones.
Well, we'll
Confirmed.
be mashing up, but also some other great acts will be mashing up.
That's right. Pete Lee and Emily Tarver will be there, and
Love them, by the way.
and Seth Herzog and Jordan Carlos.
Yeah, it's all
and
big.
many more.
I saw a picture of him earlier
Many more.
during the Handsome Johnny segment. It should be a fantastic night. I've never mashed up with anyone before, but I'm looking forward to it.
This is going to be pretty exciting. This is a big mashup moment for you.
Here's what's happening. I say a word, Jay says a word. I say a word, Jay says a word, and we've matched up.
Okay. So have you practiced just like
No.
you and Jay just practice mashing? Or
I've
no?
never practiced mashing with anyone before. It's exciting. Want to try it?
Okay, great.
I'm
Ron.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say
okay.
go. I was going to say going.
This is why I haven't been asked to do a mashup. Okay.
I'm
I
said I'm going.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going.
Okay, great. This is scary.
I'm
going
to
the
store
to
buy
a
large
bag.
No, not
Oh.
a bag. I was going to buy a large car.
Okay.
See, I'm worried about
It's like
the
a
mashup.
car store?
Yeah. I'm worried about the mashup. I'm worried, that people are going to say the wrong word. Yeah.
I mean,
who goes out to buy a large bag?
Listen, I understand. I understand. Well, that was going to be, you were going to put stuff in it. I don't know.
All right, so this is going to be the kind of fun we're going to be having at the stand.
This is crazy for me because I'd never meshed up with anyone.
Yeah.
And I didn't even have an audience in front of me. It was very
No, when
scary.
the audience is yelling, wrong word, wrong word, wrong word, wrong word.
I thought it was bag.
You were wrong.
Was that the Army Man voice again?
That was just an angry person.
Okay, I don't get that voice.
Can you practice again? Because I know we've talked to you, and sometimes when you go down and to the left and make your body really tiny, then you can figure out Army Man again.
Do it!
That's more Army Man.
Okay.
That's more Army Man than anything else right there.
There you go. You've got it. So I was looking at this article about the presidential candidates.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I check out articles now and again.
Good.
And they have compared which of the presidential candidates have the best and the worst vocabulary.
All right, so And these are just the surviving ones? No.
No, this is all of like the main candidates. Like they even add little Marco, even though he's out of it. And then they also added a couple of the just former presidents as well.
Well, that's cheating. I don't want former
Well,
presidents.
just to compare to see like who has.
No, here's the thing about vocabulary. Just because you don't have the best that you have a better vocabulary doesn't mean that you're a better communicator. Now, I remember years ago I read that most newspapers were written on a 3rd and 4th grade level, and then the New York Times was like 8th grade level. That was why they were hoity-toity.
Well, the majority of them stay in the range of like 5th to 6th grade speaking level, but there are certain candidates who dip below that. Or there's a very certain candidate who dips below that.
I'm guessing we're saying Trump.
Trump is below, as was former President George W.
Okay.
Actually, George W., I think his problem was grammar, not so much his vocabulary. Because he kind of had that, you know how, I know he's not like actually Western or Southern, that's more like the vibe that he gives off.
Yeah, he gives off a Western vibe.
But that's very common, I think, in Southern people. Like, they have a very big vocabulary, but it's not necessarily grammatically put together correctly.
Yeah, Bush would always do the evildoers.
Right.
Like, who?
Now, who do you think highest of the candidates?
I guess because of the way this is coming in, Barack Hussein Obama.
No.
No.
No. The highest would be Mr. Bernie Sanders.
That surprises me.
And he's at Lincoln level, which was pretty intense.
Wow.
Damn.
He's got my vote now. I turn around. Who's wants to feel the burn with me? Who wants to join Bernie
I'm in. When I hear the vocab, the SAT words.
Burn me up.
Okay. Joey?
I'm feeling the burn.
Okay, so we're all Bernie backers now, and we hope he wins. Based on vocabulary. He did an interesting thing yesterday where he was the only one who didn't go to that Jewish thing to how you would protect Israel. He was in Utah and then actually said a lot of things that group wouldn't like.
He kind of does his own thing.
He does his own thing. But I guess only Jewish people can say, oh, please.
You do have the right to do that.
Yeah.
Just stop.
It's like when black guys are allowed to talk about somebody, being lazy. You're like, oh, sure.
Right.
Yeah, that's his. I can't say it, though.
I think that probably it was surprising how much like Reagan was actually a very good speaker. And I think most people would have thought not because he was more like an everyman type, but he was a very,
but he had to have a script too. He didn't speak off the top of his thing, but he understand communicating. Communicating doesn't mean speaking above your audience.
Right.
Unless you're in England, and then they all appreciate that. In England, they're like, oh, he understands.
He's very intellectual.
He loves language. And he's, but here in America, we want you to grunt and spit until we understand what you mean.
But I would imagine if you were if you used words that people did not understand often as a candidate, it could really sink you in this country.
Absolutely. Nobody wants to feel. We have a thing in this country. Somebody said, I'm watching Fox News, and they're like, Donald Trump is the guy that you would like to go and have a beer with. They're still using that. And I'm like, Donald Trump has never had a drink in his life. So your fucking analogy doesn't even work anymore.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't seem like that at all.
He doesn't want to be around drunk people. He doesn't like smoking. He's just wants to make that business happen.
In fact, this time around, I don't think any of the candidates had that. I'd like to have a beer with him, even the Republican candidates.
I would always like to have a beer with Hillary Clinton. I just think there's just something so relaxing and comfortable about that woman.
And you know why? Because
Ron, thanks for having a beer with me. We could go pale ale if you'd rather. Or shots. Who wants to do some shots?
Why are you yelling at me? Hillary.
Because it's a festive time, and we yell and dance and drink like good Americans.
I think at least you know that she would have your back in a bar fight, though. She could scrap, I bet.
I know she has always had Bill Clinton's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's not one of those women who goes around and smells his clothes after the fact. She's just like, he was out. Let him be. The man was out catting.
That's what he does.
Yeah. I wouldn't be comfortable sitting with Hillary. I can't imagine sitting around with Bernie, just the two of us.
No.
In a discussion. Cruz, I'm never going to talk with. Rubio, I probably would have ended up either mocking or slapping because I don't like that coach's son attitude that he's going through life with. And Donald Trump just seems like, before you know it, we're betting. It just seems like you wouldn't even go out golfing with him. He bet the whole time he golfed. He couldn't even be just comfortable.
Yeah, he's one of the more unrelatable candidates I think we've ever had. I don't think you could have a candidate that
he's not a regular guy.
No,
that's
he's
for
not,
sure.
and that's fine. That's just what he is. But yeah, normally the Republicans have that guy, the role that George W. was kind of able to fill.
And then they tried to put Mitt Romney into it, where Mitt Romney, this is what a backstabbing piece of shit that he is. He went and backed John Kasich in his state, went around with him, spoke with him, and then the following week endorsed Cruz. Now, you don't have to be a Kasich fan, a Cruz fan, or even a Republican to say, that's why we fucking hate you, Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
You lie to people constantly. You're a liar. Trump saw through it. No one else did.
Oh, yeah. Trump has his number. He doesn't let him rest for it. He says, no, but I think he actually said no one likes you.
Yeah.
He said nobody likes him or really even wants to hear from him anymore. Nobody's talking to him.
Trump has a lot of friends.
Everybody loves Trump. There's a bunch of employees. He's great.
I have a lot of friends. He's always saying he's got a lot of friends, a lot of
I'm
friends.
very liked.
Great.
Well liked.
I have a lot of friends over there, and they're disgusted at what's happening right now.
I always like that he's like, he's very nice to me, this guy.
Yeah.
He's so nice to me. There's another story up on the iBang today.
Have they pulled it, or is it still up there?
I assume that it would still be up there, but I have not checked. Why do ghosts wear pants?
So no one can see their ghost dicks, right?
But why?
Isn't that it?
But why is
Obviously.
But why is it that you would continue to have the original sin where you are ashamed of your body in the afterlife? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing that I would go in a different direction. The clothes didn't die. I mean, if anything, it would be a ghost wearing a pair of real pants.
Yeah.
Not dead pants from the past. It's a good question.
I think that the more realistic version of a ghost is that kind of Casper-y thing where like the body just kind of gets all like gray at the bottom. And you're like, you don't have to really worry about what's going on.
It goes around.
Right? A little
so there's no
swirly.
legs. A ghost without legs.
But I also feel that when people say, I think that this place is haunted or that place, and there's always like these big stories behind them. Why is it that a spirit would haunt a place where they, let's say, formerly worked or once lived? Like, why is it that they would be like, you know what? I'm a scary nurse ghost.
Yeah.
Why would I go back to my place of business?
So you're saying if you were a ghost, you'd travel more than the ghost that you've seen in
right?
movies and TV.
Why are they always in the same place?
Like, to suddenly see like a guy, like a knight in an armored thing, like you're always saying, but see him in white.
Why not?
It's beautiful here. It's beautiful.
What are you doing?
I didn't even know about this when I was alive. That's the thing, is like a ghost. You would think we'd see a ghost in outer space. I mean, the cold reality of space cannot hurt a ghost.
No. Don't have to breathe on nothing.
No. But if you were a ghost, would you also want to scare people?
Well, I think that that's weird when people say that they think that the ghost of like a loved one is nearby, because they're like, well, then you shouldn't be afraid because they didn't try to scare you in life. So
my grandmother did. My grandmother attempted every chance she could to scare or is belittlement a term of, is that also fright? Belittlement
makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
This ghost really makes me feel bad about myself. I feel so insecure.
You not doing as well as your cousins. Let your mom down.
This is terrifying.
I'm an embarrassment to the community. I do now agree with you that the cloak that a normal ghost would wear should not be there.
I feel like, all right, the closer you are to being a freshly made ghost, the closer you are to being alive.
All right, first of all, a freshly made ghost?
That sounds crazy.
Now, where's this put this asshole's vocabulary?
As you're a ghost longer, you get more bored with clothing. Like when you first become a ghost, yeah, you're going to have clothes on because you're used to it. But as time goes on, it's like, fuck this. Why do I need clothes? Also, that's why I think it goes with the scaring people. At first, you're like, I'm freaked out, I'm a ghost. Then boredom sets in, and you're like, all right, let me fuck with people because I'm a ghost for eternity.
But aren't those ghosts that are just trying to move on anyway? Like, why would they?
If I became a ghost, I'd assume this is it for eternity. That's it. I'm done.
You would try to go to next level. You would just be roaming the halls of Sirius XM.
If I was a ghost, I'd be like, well, I see that there's an afterlife. Like, I'm no longer afraid of what's next. I got it. So now I just have to get past Earth. And look at this long cloak of a jacket I'm wearing.
Badass.
And these chains I wear.
Get out of my train. Just that fucking ghost in the movie Ghost that was riding on subways.
That was a dick.
Yeah.
Well, but he ended up being good
he was the best
because
guy
he ended up being able to teach him how
Yeah.
to move things with his.
He turned out to be the best ghost in the whole thing.
He was too manic for me. I mean, he was all over the place.
What's your favorite ghost movie?
Oh,
send me Vito in because Vito is, he's the film school graduate.
Beetlejuice is my favorite ghost movie.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mine's Sixth Sense.
That's a good ghost movie.
Oh man!
Because you know why? That little kid knew early on that dude was a ghost.
But
that's the thing about that movie. The little kid knew he was a ghost.
Right, and he just, because if you kind of like rewatched it, you saw that he was a little uneasy with him.
Well, very uneasy. And the ghost is just sitting in his fucking in front of him like that.
Do you have a favorite ghost movie? My personal, by the way, is The Shining, because I would count that as a ghost movie.
Who's the ghost for you?
Well, the twins are a ghost, and then whatever that guy is that he meets in the Overlook Hotel, who the bartender.
Is Jack a ghost since his picture was in the past?
Jack is a ghost.
Eventually, he's a ghost, right?
But how did he get to the past then? Because his picture was in the Overbrook Hotel, like back in 1912 or something, and he looked exactly the same.
He was a ghost who got inside Jack Nicholson's body and brought him back to the Overlook.
That doesn't make sense, dude.
Yeah,
how would you get back to the physical body was in the past?
Because the original Jack Nicholson ghost from the past, he dies. That ghost then travels and gets into Jack Nicholson's character's body.
Yes, but Jack Nicholson's character body looked just like the ghost's character body. This is the fucking point we're making. There was a physical Jack Nicholson in the past, unless you're saying it was photoshopped by a ghost. And then easily believable. All right, let's Vito. You're our film school graduate, right?
Yes.
You loved film school, so tell us, favorite ghost movie.
Mine would probably have to be Down to Earth with Chris Rock. I really liked that when I was growing up.
That's not a real Chris movie. That's not a real ghost movie.
Well, he comes back to life, and I just like when ghosts take over people's bodies, but not in a bad way.
But that was kind of a comedic. It was a comedic ghost movie as opposed to a...
Yeah. I mean, that's right up there with Ghost Town. These things don't... No one was scared of Ghost Town. And you're not going to be scared of Chris Rock. That's a comedy. If I said ghost comedy, but we're all sitting around talking about scary, terrifying ghost shit.
Yeah.
You know? Ghost stuff.
Like spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Freaked out.
Eric, go ahead.
Down to Earth. You might as well say The Sixth Man or Ghost Dad.
It's the same thing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those are all
It's ridiculous. No, they're good movies. But Frighteners had some pretty sweet ghost depictions. You had the Wild West guy with his jaw falling off. I guess you still rot.
That was the Peter Jackson one, right? I never watched that. I'm not a Peter Jackson guy at all. And people are like, have you seen that movie? And I'm like, not even bothering.
Even the poster scares me. Like, I just never liked that.
But isn't it supposed to be a funny one, too? The Frighteners?
Yeah, there's comedy in it.
Oh, is it?
Don't
I
be
just saw
scared
that.
of everything.
I just saw that ghost face.
I mean, look, this ghost has an afro. How could you be scared of that?
That's not Michael J.
No.
It's
that,
not Michael J.
oh, that
in
is
the
Michael
middle.
J. Fox, yeah. I was looking at the black dude.
Come on.
Curtis, what's up?
Hello, Benningtons. I was just wondering always, why do the ghosts never update their clothing? They're always wearing Victoria era clothing and everything.
Well, that's because, most ghosts are going to be old school. Like you're in Boston, right? You don't want to see a ghost who died in the 70s. That's ridiculous. You want
in a leisure suit?
Yeah, you don't want that. You want to see an old school scary ghost up there. Now, cities, to me, that feel like they have ghosts. Boston.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Memphis, New Orleans. All feel like there are spirits from another time.
New Orleans really felt that way to me, where I felt like at night you could kind of picture things like moving through that town, and it just had a certain energy about it.
Well, that's because it really has happened. And I mean, you're not going to pick this up with, what was your movie, Vito?
Down to Earth.
But by the way, if you ask Vito about anything that he liked, it's only something that he saw when he was a child.
Yeah, it's all kid stuff.
Yeah, no, I big fan of all my childhood movies, and that doesn't go over real well in film school. They don't like those.
So how did you like film school?
I fucking hated film school. I never want to make another movie in my life because I went to film school.
Really?
Really.
But they all didn't like your Bigfoot in Central Park movie?
My friends liked it, but other kids were like,
I liked it. I thought it was very funny.
They were like, that's
You
not a
watched
real
it, Gail?
movie.
Yeah, I saw it.
I saw it in the theater. Not like a lot of people
Right.
here, but I saw it in the theater. I thought it was fun. Why would you be turned off by what other people don't like?
Well, because in film school, they have first of all, they're very cliquey, and they're all like the kids who never were kind of popular, had fun growing up. So when they get to film school, if you have that attitude of somebody who like I played sports and like,
Right.
I like fun movies.
But they don't define what you are and what your art is.
Well, they're very against like everything mainstream. So if you like something mainstream, you're the loser in film school. Like you can't say, "Oh, I'm going to go see the new
Here's
Thor
the thing.
movie."
I could understand, no matter what you were doing, that if you went to the school and said, I just liked the stuff when I was a child, that would not show growth. I could get that wouldn't show growth, that you should have tried to expand a little bit. Because you like a lot of bad movies only because you loved them when you were a kid.
Oh, there's so many bad movies. I could name more ghost movies I love that are just from my childhood.
But why that's not the end of where you're going with film school.
Well, I know that when I went to school, I was studying writing, and there were people who were there for film. And I remember when I went there, I made a comment about, I can't remember which, either Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction or something like that. And everyone was like, oh my God, are you kidding? And I was like, what? Come on. Like, I'm sure that Quentin Tarantino is probably, at my age, probably one of the first directors you would have got into and you would have liked. And every one of the film students were like, he's the worst director. And I'm like, come on. You don't really think that. You just think he's too mainstream and that, you see the influences that he has. So everyone's, oh, that's actually from this director or whatever. So it does happen a lot there.
But you shouldn't be defined by that. That's crazy
True.
to let yourself be defined. Hey, Vince in Delaware.
Hey, for best ghost movie, I said High Plains Drifter with Clint Eastwood.
Dude, you never really know until the fucking credits are coming
Yeah.
up that he's a ghost.
But the best part, he's a ghost that gets to go around, he gets drunk, he kills people, he has sex, but he's still a ghost the whole time.
Oh my God, Chris Stanley might be a ghost.
Oh my God.
Jason, California.
Hey, what's up? I got two ghost movies. How about, I don't know if anyone said Ghost and Beetlejuice.
Well, Chris said Beetlejuice.
Come on. I'm a Beetlejuice guy.
And then you said you cried during Ghost?
Yeah, during when they were making the pottery, I just couldn't keep it together.
Oh my
I
God.
cried when he said you take all the love with you.
Oh my God, forget it. I can't even
no.
talk about that movie. Like, if I think about Ghost, I'll start crying right now.
Really? Oh, my love is pottery. Let me help you with your hands.
I also cried when Whoopi got when she channeled Demi Moore, or rather, Patrick Swayze.
I cried when Whoopi got on The View. I'm like, what has she done with herself? I was just sobbing.
I heard that Demi Moore, one of the reasons that she got that role.
It's Demi Moore, by the way.
Demi Moore, is that she had the ability to cry out of each eye, like she could control which side her tears were.
That's great acting.
Damn.
So it was visually very pleasing. She's a pretty crier.
Her instrument is what I like to say. Now, was her daughter in Dancing with the Stars? Because she's unbelievable. The whole family supported her. Look at Patrick Swayze. He's a ghost now.
Look at beautiful Patrick Swayze.
He was in a lot of hit movies.
He was.
I guess hated by everybody that you went to film school with, right?
Yeah, no, they don't like Patrick. They don't like action movies. They don't like Patrick Swayze movies. They don't like 80s movies unless it was like 80s art house movies. I went in and I was talking about how much I love Kevin Smith, and I got shit on for that.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't go over well
How
there.
can you hate on somebody who, like, took that little money they had and made a whole career out of, like, this
But
one
why
little
do you
project?
let these kids hurt your feelings? Why couldn't you say, look, I'm different? That's what a real artist does.
Well, my thing was, if these are the kind of people that I would have to spend my career with, and, like, these are the people I would have to associate with, I'd rather do something different.
Can I just tell you something? Look at the movies that are being made today. They're crappier than the fucking 80s. You're going to find mainstream assholes like yourself that you guys could sit and slap in pig shit with. I mean, you'd have it made. There's Superman, Batman. They've just lined up 10 more Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
Creed
money.
was considered an art house film this year. That's how bad movies are. You're in the time that you want to be.
Deadpool was basically an indie at its budget.
I know, and it's being treated that way. Like, isn't it interesting what they did with Deadpool?
They only spent $50 million. I mean, come on.
Pat, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? I got two great Bill Murray movies. He must be a really good actor with ghosts in both Ghostbusters and my personal favorite, Scrooge.
Well, I didn't realize that he had done 3 of those movies. Stripes, also, that was a ghost film.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah. Remember who played his best friend in Stripes?
Yeah.
Howard Ramis.
Go back and watch. No one sees Howard Ramis in that movie except for Bill Murray.
I have to I'm rewatching it tonight.
It's fucking mind-blowing.
I'd gladly rewatch that tonight, even if you haven't given me this assignment.
Army training, sir! I don't know why You know what? My favorite part of that fucking movie, and this sounds like being an asshole, but it's true. Before they go into the army. I love those guys just hanging out. Fucking ball busting. Your life is going nowhere, dude.
Like before basic, you mean?
Yeah.
Even?
Yeah,
when they're like doing the push-up contest.
Yeah,
and
when they
stuff?
were just hanging in that apartment in Chicago. I'm like, you don't need to go in the army. Your lives are perfect.
We didn't mention Poltergeist yet, which might be the ultimate ghost film.
Here's what I liked about Poltergeist. It was the first time that you saw a ghost in a house that you would have lived in or your friends would have lived in. It used to be, why would any idiot move into this house? Of course it's full of ghosts. But that was the first movie that made the suburbs look frightening.
Exactly. It had a modern feel rather than old spooky haunted house.
The tree outside your window when you're a little kid casting that shadow, everybody can identify with that. The toy during the nighttime when you just catch its eyes. Fucking great. And the fact that the parents were like, from the beginning, hey, this is cool. This is fun. The mom was like, we found something fun. She was open to it.
Yeah, I think that made it especially scary, is that she was kind of interested. Like, she would have been the exact type of person that you would have thought, okay, if they were going to make a connection or to be kind to her or something, but it ends up turning on them. And I still think about like when he's counting in between the lightning and thunder, like hearing the thunder. I still think about that during a thunderstorm.
Let's go over here to Jeff. Jeff in Iowa.
Hey, Benningtons, how you doing?
Hey.
Yeah, Ghost Story was a great one with Craig Wasson and the Fred Astaire.
Trying to think of
think I
that.
know this
I don't
one.
know it.
A lot of dancing.
Yeah,
in it, I
it
guess.
had Douglas. It had Douglas Fairbanks Jr. in it.
I
and
only
they
like
were
seeing
three
it.
old. They were three old guys that would sit around talking about ghost stories and something that happened in their life. It was a great, scary one.
Oh, I remember, like, I would see things on TV when I was a kid, and there was one in particular that frightened me, probably to this day when I think about it, and it was about these guys. They were, it might have been a Twilight Zone or something like that, but these guys were in a plane that crashed in the desert, right? And they were just all World War II guys, and they were playing baseball every day, busting balls with each other, but they couldn't leave this area. And they didn't know why.
Oh, man.
You know, and I'm like a little kid, and I'm getting more and more scared. But here's the spoiler alert. Turn it off if you don't want to see this fucking movie. Probably from the 1950s. Right? Somebody came and found the bodies, except for one guy whose body was pinned underneath the back of a fucking plane. And he was going to be stuck there as they took all of his buddies away. And I was a little kid. And like when you're a little kid, not being with your friends and family for eternity was a scarier fucking thought to me than anything I ever had.
That is so creepy.
Yeah. I remember telling my dad about it. He goes like this. These are actors. There's a camera there. What are you talking about? God, you're acting like a little girl. I go, I know. I just want to sleep outside your door. I know you can't come in there. Let's sleep on the outside of the door. In case something's dragging me away, you'll hear it.
Was it Soul Survivor?
I don't know. Was that it?
It's a 1970 film.
That doesn't seem like it would be it. Because I think I might have even seen this in black and white. It was like an old movie.
All right. King 9 will not return, the Twilight Zone episode. That's it.
It might be it. I don't know. A fucking Twilight Zone, anytime I ever saw it, fucked me up.
Yeah.
Out of limits, not too much.
I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to that stuff, though. Like, I don't prefer to watch scary movies.
How's that being a wimp? Why would you want to put yourself in an unpleasant
I don't know.
Why do you want the unpleasant fucking feelings?
But this is the thing that really bothers me. My man will want to watch a scary movie, and then he falls asleep, and I'm alone, and this movie's on. And
he's without feelings.
Yes. I don't know why he's able to fall asleep when horrifying things are happening. And we had to watch that movie. Do you remember Insidious? I think they've made like multiple Insidious.
Yeah, I saw Insidious.
And there's a scene where they're playing that like Tiny Tim song, you know, like tip. And like this little boy ghost is like moving through the house. I was losing my mind. I couldn't sleep for weeks. For weeks. I kept thinking of the Tiny Tim song.
That's the thing. Like something doesn't even have to be scary to freak you to fuck out like that.
It just really messed with me. Really bad.
Who's over in the other studio?
Who do you got in there?
This is our friend.
Oh, I can't say past him.
Is that Stephen Knight?
Stephen Knight.
Stephen Knight?
Yes, he's our buddy on Twitter who...
Stephen Knight, come in and have a seat.
From the UK.
Oh.
Yeah. Traveled all the way from England.
Like where you can stay, Vito. Yeah, bring him in, because it's, you know, you can see from one spot to the other. Oh, that's it, Chris.
That's Twilight Zone Season 2, Episode 1, King 9 will not return.
Oh, do yourself a favor. Do not fucking watch this.
Okay. All right, I'm pausing it.
Because you will be... Stephen, nice. Good to see you.
Hi, so good to have you.
Where do you live in the UK?
I live in a village, and it's near Northampton, so it's kind of near London. It's about... it is a good 1 hour out, though. Oh. But it's very nice.
What football team?
I hate football.
Really?
I hate most sports as well. I'm not a very sporty guy.
Not a sporty guy, but that must be a lot of trouble over there, right?
I tend to keep it down so that people don't really know about it.
Smart. All right, give us scariest ghost.
Well, I don't like being scared, so I don't really watch ghost films.
Me neither. I do not like being scared. Chris, do you like being scared?
I like being scared. Like, I watched all the Insidiouses. Like, they were...
What's your favorite, though, out of all of them?
Insidious 1.
No, not just that. You don't.
The Insidious movie.
Which
is your favorite of the Insidious?
You're the dumbest person I've ever talked to before. I'm not that interested in Insidious.
It's weird, but I like two.
I genuinely enjoy the first Saw film.
By the way, let me just say this about Stephen Knight. He's got the look of a rock star.
Yeah, he's got the rock god look.
I was in Central Park earlier, and somebody thought that I was in a band.
You do have that
I
look.
had to let them down gently.
Yeah, good, smart.
I can't sing either. So.
What about for you? Scariest movie for you? You like being scared?
No, I hate horror movies. I've only seen one, and you guys made me watch it.
What was that?
You made me watch The Ring, and I didn't want to watch it at all.
Why would we make him watch The Ring?
Freak him out.
You said you wanted to make me watch my first horror movie.
I want you to say, I never remember what I do. You know what I mean? Like, that's the real side of a bully.
too, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Like, it's the real side of a bully when it means nothing to them.
You didn't even get real pleasure from it.
It's like when you go back for a high school reunion, you see the bully. Remember all those times? He's like, yeah, man, how are you? You look great. Let me buy you a drink. And you're like, does it mean anything? I don't know. So I don't remember the Ring thing.
Yeah, I don't like horror movies at all. When I was a kid, the scariest thing in my entire life was, do you remember how James Bond opens? That freaked me out.
There's so many James
As
Bonds.
a kid, no, but the shot through the gun and the blood pours down the screen, that fucked with me as a kid.
You can't be scared
My
of that.
cousin would hold me down in a dark room and like play it over and over again. And it, like,
Or
stayed with me.
molesting.
Oh,
that
boy.
was touching.
But I can tell you the scene of any horror movie that really messed me up as a kid. As I watched The Shining, and I watched that way too young, and of all the scary moments that happen in that movie, for some reason, that moment when the dude is like giving a blowjob to the dog mask guy, and then you look like down the hallway, and they both like turn and look. It was terrifying to me as a kid, and I'm not
I don't even know if I consider that a blowjob.
No, there is an implied blowjob, which to me was really scary because, like, you know, at that point, like, sex is still like a mystery, and I'm like, is this what happens? It was so scary to me. I did not.
That's where he goes.
Like, think about this. This is my introduction to what a blowjob was, essentially. Was this horrifying moment? There he is. There's the dog guy, and then he sits up.
I don't know if you can say for sure that was a blowjob.
That is a very much implied blowjob between a dog mask man and a fancy butler.
How's he going to blow him with a dog mask on?
I don't know.
The guy doesn't have his pants down.
He does. Look around his ankles.
I think you're just saying blowjobs wherever you want to.
Look. See the black there? And then see, he's got the pants around his ankles.
Stephen, have you moved to the city, or are you just
I'm just visiting for... I'm here until late this week. I thought I would visit.
Sweet.
And because I was here last year, except just for half a day, as I was travelling around the East Coast. But I thought that I would come back here and spend more time, because it's just lovely.
Great. It is. It's fun. It's a fun town, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a big mashup show on Thursday night. Me and Big J are mashing up. I don't know what it means, though. But you could be here for the greatest night in the history of New York comedy.
It sounds exciting.
It does sound exciting. I hope Jay's up for it.
Yeah.
I hope he has material.
Yeah.
We'll need it.
And I hope you guys have, better chemistry than when you and I played the mashup.
You and I have no chemistry.
I tried. I thought you were buying a big bag. I wasn't sure.
Do you know that we have no chemistry and we actually have DNA chemistry? So it's almost impossible.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's almost I had a feeling you weren't my kid, though.
No, come on.
I'm always accusing your mother of that. I don't like paying for stuff.
Will I have to owe you that money?
Yeah, that's money you owe.
Damn it.
Those were loans.
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
The Mashup show, by the way, is at the Stand. Big J Okerson will be there.
Big
Okerson. Big O. Big J Okerson will be there this Thursday, March 24th, at 8:30 p.m. Go to thestandnyc.com or call 212-677-2600 for tickets.
All right. I don't know who I was talking to about the Wizard of Oz the other day. Was it Carrot Top?
No, was it? It wasn't Carrot Top.
I think it was Carrot.
It was?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I was part of the conversation.
Well, you were a foot away from us. You just weren't talking.
Why was I talking?
But we're like, please, this is an unmasked. But the scene when I was a little kid and I saw the flying monkeys pick up the dog.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, I'm on the floor watching the TV and, like, standing up and just backing up to where my parents were. And they were like, fucking cracking up. And they're like, you pussy, you're afraid of the flying monkeys. I'm like, yeah, I'm afraid of the flying monkeys. I didn't even know they could fly, but that scene was one of the most frightening things I've ever saw in my life.
It's weird, the little things that will scare you as a kid like that, whereas like you saw that as an adult, but it's so terrifying to you as a kid. Like for me when I was little, what was the live action Peter Pan that was on television?
That's it.
I was so afraid of the Captain Hook. Like I had nightmares.
It was Dustin Hoffman.
No, not that. Not that.
By the way, in the flying monkeys grabbing the dog, the scariest part is that it took 2 hops before it grabbed the dog.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. Like, they take little hops, they grab your dog, and off they go.
Oh, my God.
Are you trying to find it, Chris? Just
be a
person.
We
We're
all know
people.
it.
Okay.
We all
of us
know
are
it.
people.
I'm a person.
You're like a cyborg. Like, let me use my computer brain to find it.
You have that moment in your real brain, and you should be able to access it.
Yeah. Here is, let's go over to Bert. Bert, go ahead. Bert, we got you? Bert in Dallas? Brett?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Go ahead.
It's not scary, but my favorite ghost movie is Field of Dreams.
Well, Field of Dreams was so scary to me when it first starts and you realize you're going to spend 2 hours watching a Kevin Costner movie. You're like, I don't know if I can do this.
I'm stuck.
No, Field of Dreams was the sobbing movie.
Yeah.
I only went to one movie with my dad my whole life, and it was Field of Dreams.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the only
movie I ever went to with him. And when I turned towards him and the father and the son were playing catch, my dad looks at me and goes like this. Remember what a rag arm used to have when we were playing catch? I just ended up chasing the ball down the driveway. God, you suck. And I was like this. Yeah, I love you, Dad. I mean, I was pitching on the team. I don't think I get too much of a rag arm. Yeah. Well, he wanted to, you know what I mean? He wants to motivate.
Sure.
Wants to motivate. You happy now, Dad? You motivated me enough? I go on the radio screaming for love every day. Is that plenty of motivation? Of course, there's Gail. So it goes generation after generation, doesn't it?
It does.
Sad. Steve in Alabama.
Hey, when I was like 11 or 12, I spent the night at a buddy's house, and his parents basically let us do what we wanted.
Ew.
And we went to
I had a friend like that too when I was younger. You know what's weird?
We tried to pick out the scariest movie we could, and we got Angel Heart.
Oh,
and watched that all the way
Heart.
through. You talk about being fucked up for weeks. I didn't even like to talk.
You didn't even like the Lisa Bonet chicken scene, though? Like,
what's that?
You didn't even like the Lisa Bonet?
Well, yeah, that is definitely. I saw it recently, like a year ago, and God damn, I mean, it's crazy. Lisa Bonet in that movie,
And I believe she was a minor then, too, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, boy,
she definitely looks like it.
Huh?
She definitely looks like it. She plays one, and I think she's like 16 in that movie.
You're going to get in big trouble, Steve.
In the movie.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, that was pretty scary. There were scenes in that were just frightening.
Yeah.
And then the twist, the big twist. And De Niro's in that. And it was really fucking scary as Lucifer.
Probably your favorite De Niro movie then.
Well, you know, I like when people play the devil for some reason. All my favorite actors from when I was younger. Jack Nicholson played the devil.
Pacino.
Al Pacino played the devil. You know, that De Niro role. And they all play it as a guy who, you know, is a man of wealth and taste. Very weird. Here is David. David, Rochester.
Hey, buddies. I know it's not a ghost movie, but the first time I saw Requiem for a Dream, I was whacked out of my mind.
Is this?
And the end of it, crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy because there was zero fucking truth. This is why kids end up doing drugs, because they make a drug movie that's so unbelievable that you're like, oh, so they lied about everything.
Yeah.
I remember when the first time I was very nervous before I took the first hit off of a joint. I was like, God, I don't know what I'm doing. And it was like so not what they told me in school that I went and did every drug I could find after that.
Because none of it could be true.
Like
then.
over the amount of that summer, I'm like, if they lied about this, I know speed and acid's got to be fine. If they lie about everything.
They should at least tell you, some are worse than others.
Or it takes a while before it gets ugly.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of fun before it gets ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jared Leto never had any fun in that film.
None.
And then he gets his, spoiler alert, arm cut off.
And then his mom is fucking eating so many pills that she starts hallucinating.
And literally just loses her mind.
Everyone's mom has taken diet pills and they never get that bad. It's a fucking lie of a movie.
Just want to make you feel bad.
Yeah, they just went too far.
And I live on the Upper East Side. There's no fucking parties like the one they're throwing. I can't tell you how dull those people are. There's no secret sex parties.
There's no ass to ass.
I know.
The guy looked like he lived inside a strip club.
Believe me, I walk around my neighborhood going like this. Anybody hear anything about any ass to ass parties? And this is why you hate a film school.
Yeah,
because they like movies like that.
They like movies like that, and I like the opposite version of that, like Wolf of Wall Street, where it's like drugs are fun. We're gonna just wear suits and party.
But then, doesn't it turn out bad for him in Wolf of Wall Street?
I don't know. I didn't watch the last 10 minutes. I turned it off when everything started going bad.
That's when you fucked up. Wolf of Wall Street is the douchiest of all douchebag movies.
It really is.
And then I read the book just to see how much stuff was like real from the movie, and it's pretty close. Like everything he says in that movie, he said in the book.
I will say this: I think you're right that you gave up on a film career. I think that's the best thing you've ever done. I don't think you'd be able to pull it off.
I feel good about my decision.
Yeah, you were right. You were right to get rid of your dreams. How much did you spend?
Too much money to.
How much?
Come on, just throw a number out there.
I'm
5,000?
over 100,000.
Over 100,000. You'll never climb out of that debt.
No, it's a while away, but
you'll never climb out of that debt.
All those kids aren't even really working right now, not making any money, and I got a job, so I feel pretty good about myself.
Well, let's not brag about how long you're keeping this job.
Oh, no.
Here is Brenda. Brenda, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
So my parents were moving with military to Guam, and they took us to a hotel room that's like right out of vacancy. And they watched Children of the Corn with me and my sister on the other bed, but we weren't allowed to face the movie. So we heard the entire movie, but we had to fill in the blanks of what was going on visually.
And this is why parents are the worst thing anyone can have. This is why children who grow up in an orphanage are better off. Kids turn around and listen to the horror, but don't. You can make up little images in your mind why this is happening.
Probably worse.
Yeah.
Probably what you imagine would be worse.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the movie until I was like in my 30s. And when I saw it, I was like, this is the dumbest movie.
Isn't that funny?
It is it's not visually, it's horrible. It's a scary movie. That's what it's supposed to do. But the audio of it only is way worse.
And you're the only person who knows that because no one else in history listened to that movie.
I can share that trauma with my sister, so we can share that story. So we have that together at family reunions and stuff. Like, you remember that time?
Yeah, we all do. All right, thanks. Here's Scott, Panic in Detroit. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Ron. I absolutely love your show, and you're the smartest person on the radio.
Oh, thank you. I was thinking that.
Unfortunately, I have to disagree because on Stripes, there's 3 scenes that Harold Ramis has conversations with other people in the movie.
Or does he? Go back and watch that again.
I am tonight.
Harold Ramis is not seen by anybody in that movie but Bill Murray.
Interesting.
But What about when they were getting on the bus to go to boot camp, and that one guy asked him if he was holding anything? He's like, "Hey, are you holding?"
Yeah, but notice if he's talking to Harold Ramis or not looking directly through him.
Oh my God!
Weird.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have picked that up. That's really good.
What about when he was getting his haircut?
Was he getting his haircut, or was the guy just taking scissors and just like clipping around? Yeah, like practice.
Okay.
Like, this is the way I'm going to cut hair.
This
in the
is
future. Go back and watch it, dude. It's so scary once you figure it out.
I'm going to go back and watch it. Based on what you're saying. There's
because
no
we're
question about
two
it.
smart guys, and we'll work this out together. That's good.
Mind equals blown.
Yeah. Jason, Wisconsin.
Yeah, when I was about 5 years old or so, my parents to put on Who Framed Roger Rabbit because it was kind of a cartoony movie. But Christopher Lloyd in that movie, towards the end when he kind of turned into that cartoony murderer guy.
Oh my God, that was the scariest.
Well, he did frame Roger Rabbit, though. That's the truth.
Yeah, yes, he did frame Roger Rabbit for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, that always happens in kids' movies.
Yeah, where he just like his face starts to get all weird and like high pitched. Yeah, it was like melting.
Melted off with like the acid or whatever.
Yeah, that
was like a
horrifying.
real return for Disney to that kind of thing. Because supposedly Walt Disney, when he put out his films in the 30s, and they would put this like in Radio City where there was 5,000 children watching. After they left the theater, he would go around and touch the seats to see if they had pissed themselves. He wanted to make a movie so powerful that children would piss themselves.
Sick fuck. Disgusting.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. The other way is genius. You know?
It's disgusting.
It's genius.
You know, it's another movie that was for kids, but like one dude was so terrifying. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang used to scare me really, really fucking
What
bad.
part?
Because
The bad accent?
No,
Hello, governor.
no, there was a guy in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang who was like, he used to like round up children, and he had this really long nose. He was like the kid catcher. And he was essentially like, they're playing on that. He's kind of like a kid toucher.
Right.
Like that's the thing, is he's a stranger who comes
Did you
to
know
get
it
you.
at the time?
Yeah, like I felt like he also has a really long nose, so it's kind of penis-like.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's playing on this idea of that he was like a sexual predator, and he would like walk around the little village looking, and could smell the children, and his little penis nose would start moving, and you know that he
now
was
look
coming
at him
for
now,
you.
right?
Okay.
And look next to him. Does he look just like
Oh my
Chris
God.
Stanley?
No.
You two look alike and you act alike.
No.
Chris,
No, actually, wow.
you dress the same.
Yeah, you dress the same.
I like that bow tie he has.
Sure. And you like touching children.
No!
That's the part that's sad.
No, it's definitely not true.
But you know what? I never even once considered that, but you are right. That is a dick-nosed fucking molester.
Yeah, and he's out to get children.
Yeah. Now go to sleep.
No,
You watched your
I can't.
You watched your show, honey. Go to sleep.
I hate Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
You got to get to sleep. It's weed time in my room. Matt, go ahead.
Hey, what's up? My parents took me to see Poltergeist when I was like 7. And in that scene when that guy starts ripping his face off, my mom decided to cover my face to like hide that from me. And I just see like a hand coming in, and I thought my face was getting ripped off. Like this guy.
You know, I remember the first movie I saw in a theater. I didn't like that they shut the lights off, and I was like, "Hey," because I'd never been in it. You know, like we didn't shut our lights off at home to watch TV, and I'm like saying to my sister, "What happened? Something with the lights?" And she's like, "No, wait for the movie." But are the lights coming back on? Probably later they'll put the lights on.
Hey, everybody's wondering if the lights are going to come back on.
Peggy, you got a flashlight or anything over there? Because those lights are still off. It seems so weird to me that suddenly the lights would go off in a room. Ryan, what's up, buddy?
Not necessarily a ghost story, but I saw Alien when I was 4 years old.
Yeah, that'll do it. That's a scary fucking movie.
Yeah, it messed me up pretty good.
To this day, you can't go into space.
Well, I definitely can't go into space, but no, I'm a huge fan of the movie now. But I mean, it definitely left an impression. I'd say probably not a good one.
All right, here's this is Frankie, and look, I think that's.
Oh my God!
What town would you say that is? Poughkeepsie?
That's Poughkeepsie.
Look how you spell.
Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie.
Looks like someone's not from New York.
What's up, Frankie?
Hey, Gail. Yeah, that kid catcher, man. To this day, if somebody says ice cream, lollipops, all free today.
Who says that?
I want to fucking die, man.
Yeah, that dude really scared me.
You left him out to dry, though, didn't you? This is terrible. Murray.
Hey, the older kids in my neighborhood, we played like a hide and go seek game, and he would come around. I can remember my friend, gotcha, saying that, and
isn't it weird how kids do that?
Terrifying.
We used to play a game in my neighborhood, and I don't know if everybody did this, but the older kids taught us. It was called Mouthful of Cock. And I don't know, did anybody else ever play this before?
No, I haven't.
No, it's fun. Oh, it's fun.
I mean, I saw it on The Shining, but I didn't play.
I'm going to write that one down.
Here's Mike. Mike in Tampa.
Hey, Ronnie B, what's up?
What do you say?
Hey, I left the movie. I just saw it not too long ago. I can't believe I never saw it before. Was it with Denzel Washington, where he plays the cop? I think it's called Fallen.
Time is on my side. Yeah,
that was a great bit where he could just keep moving around.
Yeah, so they would like touch each other. And then they would always sing that song, and you could tell where the ghost was moving because the ghost would be still singing the same song.
And it
as
was
he moved through people.
Remember, it was at Pat's and Gino's,
right?
In Philly. But that thing right there, you realize that riff is kind of scary.
It is.
Steven, you a Rolling Stones fan?
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. I don't particularly like music that much. I'm like Fez in that way.
No sports, no music.
Yeah, I do like TV shows. I love TV shows. I love your dramas and your comedies.
But not the themes.
I do love the themes. Love the themes. I have a playlist. It's just film.
I've only met a number of people, handful of people in my life that do not like music, but
it's
I have
interesting.
Met them.
Yeah, that people don't enjoy listening to music. It's
Martha Stewart's daughter. I can't think of her name. I think it's Rod. She said to me, and I'm not 100% sure about that, but she said to me that no, I would never listen to music.
Fucking crazy.
It's strange. It's strange, but it does come up for people that they don't prefer to. They don't even think to do it.
I saw this and read this article the other day about people who have an intense ability to see color, right? And if you look down at the blue table we're sitting at, instead of seeing blue, they would see the bits in yellow and, whatever, it would take brown or whatever to make up blue. Not just blue, right?
Okay.
But all the little colors that it would make to make up blue. Everything it would make to make up green. And they see the world in a completely different way than everyone else. And that kind of freaked me out. I'm like, what if we all see it slightly different? Like, I know I have a weird thing where I can't tell navy blue from black.
Right.
I can't.
You can't.
And that's not even considered colorblind. That doesn't even have a name for it, you know?
Yeah, it has a specific thing, but it's not colorblind. It's not like you're...
colorblind is something with your reds and your greens or whatever. But I have a navy blue coat and a black jacket. They look the same to me.
Yeah.
I am wondering how many things are like that. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I mean, I know I had a friend in high school who was colorblind, and they didn't realize he was until he was a little bit older. And the way that they did the test on him, figured it out. With the way that the doctor decided to tell him that his bedside manner was like, you're going to have some skills that other people can't see. You're going to be able to see some things other people can't. But for example, you'll never know what Santa's red suit looks like.
Weird.
And
What did
that's-
it look like to him?
But I don't know. I guess it was like just a drab kind of red is kind of a drab color to him. But it's kind of a horrible way to explain it to a child is that you'll never experience Christmas like the rest of us.
I see the world like Schindler's List. It's all black and white, and then I see the occasional red. That's it.
Right.
That's all I see.
Just one little red.
Chris, what color shirt do you think that you're wearing?
I think I'm wearing a black shirt.
No, that's crazy.
What?
That looks yellow to me.
Bullshit.
Piss stained, I mean.
I don't own any piss stained clothing. At least piss stained colored.
I see it as like a seafoam green.
It's black. You guys are both wrong.
Weird. I guess we all are
By
different.
the way, he also calls his cum seafoam.
I see for Chris.
I had a buddy that was colorblind, a friend of mine in high school, and ended up killing him.
How?
He got killed because he was dating white girls. So you have to be so careful. You have to be so careful. You never know where a racial joke will pop in. Seriously, does that give you that kind of joy? It's stupid.
Yes.
It's stupid to feel that kind of joy from it. But the fact that it took you 2 beats before you got there.
He's like,
building.
What does he mean? Oh, get it.
Let me put this together.
Hey.
Colorblindness shouldn't kill. And if he dated white girls, why would that kill him? Oh, racist families. KC, Michigan.
Hey guys, the movie that scared me, I was probably 4 or 5 the first time I saw Raising Arizona and The Bounty Hunter. Still to this day, I don't like hearing the music that they played when he came on screen.
Well, the bounty hunter was a boxer by the name of Tex Cobb. And he was a guy that got punched so many times that he had nothing left in his nose. It was just like you could push there was no cartilage at all. So you could just push his nose and move it around and it wouldn't hurt him because the cartilage had all been taken out.
Oh, yeah.
God.
And he was like if you hear him in that movie, the way he talked, you could hear that he couldn't breathe.
Oh, God.
And then he was all dressed in fucking leather, and it was such a weird movie, right?
Man, that sounds crazy.
Are you still worried about?
Yeah,
your
I'm
nose
still
now?
worried about the
I had
nose.
a friend like that because he had been swimming underwater and crashed into the pool, so the cartilage was fucked up, and then we were all crashed out at this party. We all woke up in the morning and looked over, and his nose was on one side.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, oh, he was like, it's nothing, and he just pulls it back together like Play-Doh.
That's so weird.
And everybody was screaming and stuff.
Your nose! Oh, shit!
What? Is it laying on its side? Okay. Mike, what's up?
Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Gail?
What's up?
It wasn't really exactly a movie, but do you remember that puppet Madam?
Oh, Waylon Flowers and Madam.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that when she would huck Five Alive, and I couldn't go to my aunt and uncle's house because they would have Five Alive, and those commercials, I just couldn't. It was so fucking terrifying as a 5-year-old.
You wouldn't go over to their house because they had commercials and your house didn't?
No. They had
God.
Five Alive, and she was the spokesperson for Five Alive, and every time I opened the refrigerator, I'd see these little stupid juice boxes, and I couldn't open the refrigerator, so I'd see Madam's face, and it would freak me out.
That's so funny. This was like 2 years ago. But Madam was like a big nightclub puppet that would do dirty old lady material.
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah, a gay dude was the puppeteer, Waylon Flowers, and it was back when no one said that they were gay, but he had that just vicious gay humor on
Right.
women. Like she was always pulling her dress up and have this nasty old fucking bush. It was just fucking hilarious. It was fall down funny mean shit. And he never even like tried to be a ventriloquist. He would just hold on to
He
it.
said the puppet.
Yeah. It was great. Brent, what's up?
Yeah, well, when I was young, my grandmother, I guess she didn't know any better, maybe thought it was like a Robinson Crusoe movie, but ended up taking me to see Lord of the Flies when I was a kid, and she left like in the beginning of the movie, so I ended up sitting by myself in the movie theaters watching kids murdering kids.
Well, I was always for killing Piggy. He drove me fucking crazy. And I felt such a sense of relief when he was killed.
I mean, he was the weakling.
Yeah. That movie, to me, the worst scene is when they're running down the beach and then all of a sudden there's an adult there and, that's come to rescue them.
Yeah.
And everyone's looking up and they're just seeing how crazy they have been.
Yeah.
Just
the horror of the way they behaved.
Everything we're doing made sense a little while ago. Ryan in North Carolina.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to let you know the way I see things. I see them through my cynical eyes. I'm a troubled young man, I can tell.
That's great stuff.
I'm sorry.
Joey, good letting the Sticks reference through. Fantastic.
Oh no.
You don't pay attention to what they say? You think screening is just allowing in?
No, I don't. No.
Did you understand what just a time waster his call was?
I do now.
Did you think it was a funny joke?
No.
Why won't he talk? Why won't he just say?
I didn't understand the lyrics. I'm not familiar with Styx well enough.
So why would you let that caller through who said I'm a cynical young man?
He was so passionate about it.
It doesn't make up for the bad Styx lyrics.
Like, if you were watching a door at a nightclub, right?
Yeah.
You just don't go like this. Head on it! Yeah, any age!
You gotta card him.
We wouldn't bother having someone there. You're supposed to be the phone screener, to screen the phone.
Yeah. He sold it to me. I fell for it.
Styx is the worst thing that's ever happened to the planet Earth. The worst. Yes, worse than Hitler. Way worse.
Worse than Mengele.
You know why? Hitler only annoyed 7 million people. And seriously, I would be sitting in a fucking gas chamber easily before I listened to a Styx concert. Except for sailing. I'm sailing away. Now no one knows the next line, right?
Something.
Fucked up in a boat. They were actually the first American Idol band, if you think about it. Just fucking hitting notes for no apparent reason. Andrew, I should have ended the show already, but Andrew, you gotta, clean my palate for me. Yeah.
All right. So when I was a kid in the 80s, my parents got me this thing. It was called a My Buddy doll. It was like pretty much my size and something I could carry around.
Yeah.
I had one.
Yeah. And then a few years later, Child's Play came out. And it looked just like the doll. And my parents would not get rid of the doll. So I had it every night.
So they paid money for it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if Chucky was based on My Buddy.
He probably was. They have a similar look. I had a My Buddy. There was the option for me to have My Buddy or Kid Sister, but I chose My Buddy.
Wow. I like the jingle.
My buddy. My buddy.
My buddy.
My buddy and me.
And then Kid Sister just
Kid Sister. Kid Sister.
Consistent.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarity between Chucky.
I don't think I
My
really
Buddy.
realized how much, because it's the rainbow shirt, the little overalls.
They must have based Chucky on that.
They were just like, give Chucky red hair.
Well, yeah, obviously you're going to give a devil red hair because that's a way of making anything sinister.
Then you know it's evil.
Oh, yeah.
The fires of hell burn within them, and that gives them their hair color.
Yeah, it's the reason that children will chase a ginger and hit them with sticks until that child is dead. See, Chucky didn't look so mean at first.
No, he was just a simple toy.
Yeah.
That was imbued with this.
Did you ever have a doll that you could hold on to when you were a kid?
Not that I can remember.
You didn't have a My Buddy or anything?
Fuck no. No, My Buddy.
What?
So that's
pretty cool.
Serial killer.
Oh, you know what he had? He had something he called Wrenchy. You just hold on.
Yeah.
So rusty, Wrenchy.
Oh, look who's here, Worksy.
So Wrenchy was your goalie, I see.
If his dad found out that he was playing airplanes with his dad's works.
Oh, no.
Just robots. The blood is the rocket fuel.
Jesus.
His dad would take him out to play games like Lookout.
There was Spoonie.
Whistle when you see a cop.
Oh, here's Beltso.
The tie around your neck.
Or arm.
Ever watch your dad shoot up?
No, but I saw him stumble out of the bathroom once with a fucking syringe out of his
Maybe
arm.
he just took a bad shit.
I mean, possibly.
Maybe your dad was diabetic.
I don't know. He never went to the doctor.
Except for the guy he called a doctor.
Yeah.
A black guy uptown.
The only clinic he went to was the methadone clinic.
Such a gentle drug, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Was it the liquid methadone? Is that what he had? Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That little, like, opaque jar or whatever.
Did he still hold it down? He never had any problems?
No.
Wasn't one of those pukers?
No,
Good.
never.
You're wasting it.
Yeah, he's not going to waste that.
You see, that if you want to know what methadone is like, for some reason, every town has the clinic next to a park, so the methadone heads just stand out. They're just fucking leaning back and forth.
That's why everyone's bitching about Union Square, because they just opened one.
Yeah.
And now it's just fucking, everyone just hanging out.
I say the same thing to those guys every time I'm walking by them.
What's that?
Got any more methadone?
No, don't say it.
Let me know if you got any extra methadone.
I don't think they'll ever say yes.
Well, you break out a C note, and everyone's going to make a deal. All right, that's it for us, Stephen Knight. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. It's been very, very nice.
Has it been?
Yes, it's been lovely, and I love your city.
You know, we actually got some good views from Times Square around the corner. Gail or Vito, one of you guys take them around. Show some of our cool views.
Thank you.
Chris?
Yes.
You stay away from him.
Okay.
We got anything we need to plug before we end this show today?
Just that you will be doing the Mashup show with Big J Aukerman at the Stand this Thursday, March 24th at 8:30 p.m. So everybody go to thestandnyc.com or call 212-677-2600 for tickets.
I'm going to it.
Yeah, me too.
You don't have to go to that.
No, I'd like to go.
Gail, you should be in shows.
But I'd like to watch shows too.
I'm there, Ron, with bells on.
I don't want any of you guys.
That's not what he was saying. We're all going.
I was so hoping you were going to say with Belzer. I'm like, well, that'll be great.
I booked Belzer for the Mashup show.
How are you, babe? Okay. You doing all right over there, babe? No, not you. I'm looking at Babe Ruth. We'll always love Belzer. All right, that's it. Stephen Knight, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ron.
We'll see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!